I will wait a couple minutes when I get back before we start. I'm here. Oh, a diner. I get some pancakes. Copy that. I can't do anything with nails on, guys. Fucking hell. How do people do this? Damn it. My straw's not even gonna work. Stay right there, honey. Oh, some pizza. I don't have any groceries. Oh, and I just realized I'm off food stamps, so I'm gonna be fucking broke as shit. Ah! Please, I'm just trying to get my headphones in. Alrighty, I'll wait a couple more minutes for a head count. Make sure everybody's ready to go. So we're all here in solidarity. Don't look at me. My pants are unzipped. Because I can't take them off with my nails on. I'm excited. I've heard good things about this game. Very excited for the next one, too. I feel like it's gonna be really loud when we get in there. Alright, who's ready? Oh, everyone's gone still? I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm waiting. Well, I was waiting for you to say something. But I didn't start without you. To play with controller, press A. I want to play with controller. I open my beer. Ooh. I have this body armor drink. They've been really good, actually. Headphone warning. You might want to turn it down just until I get to adjust the volume. It is kind of laggy. Whatever that means. Okay.
Thanks for pulling over.
Sure. Something wrong?
We got a problem up ahead. A big accident. We've had to close the road.
You're right.
We're diverting all traffic through Little Hope.
Huh? They used the title of the
You
game.
okay, buddy? You seem a little confused.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh my god, what's going on?
I just want to get these folks to where they need to be.
There's
I
people
doubt
back
a
there?
short delay will trouble them too much. Head up East Road. Takes you straight through Little Hope. Adds almost no time to your journey.
Who's in here? Sorry, I'm tapping my nails. Oh! Sorry. I saw his face.
You rub that chip any harder, it'll wear away to nothing. Right. How long have you been sober?
A few days shy of 3 months.
Impressive. I heard the first 90 days are the toughest and roughest.
I know it doesn't add up, but I get something from holding on to this.
We're going the wrong way.
It's fine, just a quick detour.
It's not fine.
Calm down. It's all okay.
Oh, please, John, could you not patronize
Can you
me?
keep it down, please?
Let's stop. Oh! Okay, no offense. If I had a bus full of people and there was a little girl on the road, I would just let her, I would hit her. I would keep going. Bye. Better her than us. Because you just tipped the whole bus over. How many body count? Who to who? That's one person over 12? I mean, do the math. The straw went inside my... Fuck.
Stop it, James. You know I hate it when you don't take the things I say seriously.
Come on, sweetheart, I do. I just had a rough day today.
Can you believe they are at each other again? I can.
You're drunk. What a surprise.
This wig.
I just caught the game with the guys, honey. That's it.
That's not it. Never is.
There's talk. Some of us may be losing our jobs. The
You've
factory...
been saying that for years. I'm more worried about Megan.
What's wrong with Megan? She looks okay to me.
Everything looks
she
okay
missing?
after 10 beers. Reverend Carson held her back after prayers today. That's 4 weeks running. She's not right. It's serious,
You
James.
worry too much about that kid. I can't deal with this right now.
Another surprise. You can't deal with anything. When would be the right time?
You're making a mountain out of a molehill. Getting yourself worked up for nothing.
For nothing? Single-handedly keeping our family together is
Family?
far from nothing in my book. I could use a little help.
Maybe if we'd had kids of our own, none of this would be happening.
That's a real low blow. Don't you get how tough
You're
this
not
is
the
for
only
me?
one feels pressure. The factory situation is serious, Anne. Real serious.
We are just yelling.
Not right now.
Oh my god. Leave it to a man to get violent. Shocker.
Not tonight. No way.
So we're going for beer 11. We didn't want to stop at 2 or 3. We didn't want to get a water. Maybe go to bed. Oh, this is in
Dang, it's late.
Massachusetts.
She always is these days.
Oh, I can't read.
At least one of us is out having a good time. Give her a break.
It's him I'm worried about. That guy's no good for her. All that new age bullshit. Reminds me of some creepy cult.
He came in last week. We shot the breeze a little bit. I like him.
That one's a classic. Legendary vinyl. Quit pawing at it, will you?
Oh!
Hey, Bigfoot! Mind the goddamn vinyl, will you?
There's no need to be so tough on her. It was an accident.
Everything Megan does is an accident.
I already don't like this guy with the ugly hair. Don't like him.
Damn ice.
Oh, I'm getting upset. It looks cold here. It's making me
I'm going to
upset.
start climbing through the window unless that door gets fixed. How's things?
I like
Let me
the
guess.
sweater.
He's been pumping iron again.
They've been at each other's throats since Dad got home.
What's it about this time?
Dad's been drinking. Who could have guessed it?
They're always fighting these days, getting predictable, like a record that keeps playing over and over.
Dennis, for the 10 millionth time, will you shift that shit of yours up into the attic?
Hey, some respect. This is a valuable, rare, and sought-after collection.
Ball. Trip.
I think she was a Marine sergeant in a past life.
Fall down the stairs.
What's curled up his ass?
He's being even more annoying than usual tonight. A real jerk.
So what else is new?
He's so rude for no reason. People that are like that, well... Oh, fall off the ladder, if it's him.
Hey, Dennis. Hey!
Not now, sis. I'm busy.
Oh, yes, sis. I'm busy, sis.
Hey! Quit acting crazy!
Was she taking a bath? Oh my... That scared me.
Jesus. You scared me, sweetheart.
It was the wig.
I
The
heard
wig
you
scared
talking
me.
about me.
Not now, Megan.
Yes, we need to get your eyebrows
bath,
plucked, honey.
please.
That's what we were speaking
Take
about.
a break from this madhouse for a while?
This is
Maybe
literally
you should talk to Mom and Dad.
crazy.
It's not a great idea for me to get involved. You know what I'm like? I just upset someone.
This sounded more serious than the usual bullshit. They were talking about Megan. She's done something bad.
I can't say I'm surprised. There's definitely something off with Megan.
I don't get why everyone keeps picking on her.
Okay, Mr. Shining Knight in Armor. Where's the little princess anyway?
Megan's gone upstairs. Maybe you could go check on her, if you don't have other plans.
I'll go find her.
That wasn't the option I wanted to do, but I mean, it's fine. Hi, Holly. Now what the fuck is this? I'm rotating. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Limp wrist. Oh, wait a minute. You can do that? That seems a little like I would never do that. Who does that? Can you turn the TV down? Jesus Christ, how loud do you need your game to be?
Ben Jacobs scores his second goal of the game so far as he picks up the puck off Teddy Greenspan and fires a second shot. That went right between Cheever's legs. It was about 6 inches off the ice. Cheever started to go down. Right back to Brian Watson. He pulls and is blocked by Green on a big play. And out comes Boston. Here's a lead pass. Edison in alone. He drives and Rutherford saves. Coming up 15 feet to break it up.
I would have just turned it down because obviously he's gonna know. Oh, he's awake. Look what we did.
You need to keep an eye on your little sister. Mom is real worried about her.
Can't imagine why. Growing up with such a great and supportive family.
You want to try raising a family like this? The devil himself would struggle with you guys.
I'm sorry, when I play these games, I get so aggressive. Like, I have not, like, if this man dies, I would not feel sorry. Like, I just hate, like the two characters we already don't like, I would just literally be so mean to them the entire game and, like, have our character die if that meant us just being mean to them. Like, I don't care. Like, don't be rude. I will slap you. Hi, Buff Boy Games. Okay. It's locked. Tick-tock on the cock.
Son of a bitch clock.
What the? I predicted that. I've never seen this game before. Holy shit. Wow. My brain? Big brain. Can I turn the stove off? What the? Nope. Okay, I'm absolutely not reading this, but if you would like to read it, you can read it in chat.
Wow. Megan is in even more trouble than I thought.
Oh, it's their grades. D, D, F, F. Oh, she got an A in music one time. Nice. Yes, Gray. I don't know why there was never a Total Drama Island game. I would play the fuck out of that game. Why does everything nasty happen in Massachusetts? I feel like every game is based in Massachusetts. The only thing redeemable in Massachusetts is, like, there's actually nothing redeemable. I feel like Last of Us was set in Massachusetts. This is set in Massachusetts. All the witch games are set in Massachusetts. Like, what is so spooky about Massachusetts? Am I gonna die? Probably, but that's a story for another day. Me currently living in Massachusetts. Oh, and Steel Mia. But yeah. Me and Steel are like, we're from Rhode Island, but we're also like, we live in Mass.
Anthony, where the hell are you? Anthony, where are you, goddammit? Anthony, I'm getting really pissed off. Anthony, I swear if you don't answer me.
I just saw her like walking behind us. I'm literally gonna go shower later, and I'm gonna be
right
like,
about my family.
huh? Okay, so she's a demon.
I think so too.
What is that? Oh, she got a nail on. I do too, girl. Hey.
That little brat locked me out. It's fucking freezing.
Oh.
I'll let you back in. Go easy on Megan. Hold on.
Nar. Not the brat stall on fire.
Shit! Megan!
You can kick the door down. You can break the glass and get the hand. Okay.
The kitchen's on fire!
Are you fucking serious?
There's no. Oh!
Megan!
Die, 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 die! Die, die, die!
Mom?
Oh, bitch, they're all dying.
Where the hell is everybody?
Anthony! Help!
She could survive. If she really wanted.
Anthony! Hey! Up here!
What the fuck are you doing up there?
I got trapped in the attic.
Get to the balcony!
Anthony, help!
There's gonna be a quick time. God damn it. I'm gonna miss that.
Hey, Dad!
How can you just. Okay. That was on fire and all the screaming.
Hey, Dad!
I can't breathe!
There's so much happening. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm trying to give commentary and I can't. The girl's fine. She's like, hey, daddy. Oh! And I'd do it again. Fuck that man. Period. Fuck that man. And that's what you get for being a bitch. No, I don't want her to die, though. She didn't do anything. Oh, she's dead. Oh, bitch, she's dead. Hi, Bev. Megan, I think you're the problem here, Diva. Oh, God.
Tanya, hold on! I gotta get Megan out!
I mean, the game wants us to get Megan. We just started and everybody's dead. Like, what is going on? Wait, why did she go back into the house? The only one that I didn't want to live is alive right now. Oh, never mind. Good, fuck that man too, bitch. You deserve that one. Have fun! You earned the same fate as Miss Tayessa. I can't. I gotta clap for that one. Fuck that man. Hi, Jewel.
Mom!
Stop!
Did I just lose? Like, what just... Did I get a game over? I literally... What just happened? I've never actually seen her die that way. Yeah, why did she die like that? This is the beginning. The only choice was... It was dialogue options and then choose to save the girl. I feel like it would have happened either way. Wait, copyright, stop! Stop, you're gonna mute my VOD! Stop! Stop it! Oh, The sounds, it sounds very erotic. There's a lot of bass. I think I would definitely love to get to this song. If I had maybe 11 drinks like that guy that died, maybe then. And it's, we are screaming in hell. Bow now, bow now, bow. Bow now, now, now. A lot of bass. Just imagine Marshall in his bedroom playing the bass and then me singing. And then also Steel throwing ass. And the sound of Steel's ass clapping. That's what it sounds like.
I don't believe that we've met before, have we?
No, but can you not play that song again? I don't want to get striked.
Welcome to my repository. I am the Curator, the guardian of all these wonderful stories. And I have a very special tale.
Can you give me the next one with Ashley Tisdale in it? I know it's not released yet, but can you... Come on. Oh.
Disconcerting, no? I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. This particular story isn't fully fleshed out. It's only part written, and the choices you make will complete it. The fire, no, there was nothing you could have done about that.
Thank you.
What's happened has happened. Or has it? Anyway, look to the future, I say.
I can't tell if this man like scares me or turns me on. I can't tell.
You are about to enter a confusing...
Oh, he's got a dump truck ass. He stood there, he said...
How disturbing might depend on what you choose to believe.
He stood there just to show off his ass. I can't.
On the path you choose to take.
Gay rights, it's Pride Month.
There are an infinite number of directions in which one could travel. We seldom have all the information that we'd like, but we have to choose our path nonetheless, and hope that we get the clarity and the outcomes that we want. As in love.
I will say, okay, anybody that hasn't played a Dark Chronicle game, these characters, if it stems from Until Dawn, these people that play these roles are actual actors and actresses that are scanned into the game, so they're real people. Like in Until Dawn, it was Hayden Panettiere, the girl from Camp Rock, and they're scanned into the game. I don't know if they do 3D capturing, but it's kind of like that. And in the first game, it was like a boat. It was a really bad first game. This one definitely does better. But I will say, these games are like of the era of the butterfly effect when that first started coming out, and everybody was like, oh, butterfly effect, that's so cool to have in video games. Like everything changes with the choice of your decisions, and this game has permadeath, and I'm just trying to explain backstory so it makes sense. But this is a whole new game. You don't need to know anything else, but I'm trying to inform anybody that if this is their first butterfly effect, Man of Medan, Dark Pictures game.
Your decisions will matter.
Is it really, Red? That's
interesting.
The
choices you make will affect others. You've seen how the story starts. So much death. How many more deaths is entirely up to you. It depends on the decisions that you make. What are you? Rational? Emotional? Do you trust your head?
I did kill the family.
Or your heart?
Some of them deserved it.
There is no right answer.
The men deserved it.
Best and sometimes the other. My advice, for what it's worth, is to thine own self be true. But I'm here simply to record what you do, not to help you. I'm not supposed to interfere, you see. Not my place, apparently. But I am apparently allowed to share wise words from great storytellers that have gone before, where I feel that that would be appropriate. Oh, one final thing before I let you go. There are pictures in Little Hope that will, if found, show you a vision of a possible future, something that may or may not happen. Use them. They might help you. You have a funeral to attend. Off you go. Have fun.
Can you be my date? Sorry. If you just stay turned around. If you just stay turned around. So everybody died. How lovely. Good night, Necro. I will be uploading this to YouTube, yeah. I'm also gonna upload Lara Croft.
None of us here today can understand why this tragic accident happened.
I can tell ya.
But we can take comfort from the knowledge that the family are together for eternity in God's loving embrace.
Wait, we died too. Now hold on now. What? I'm confused. Oh, Dolly Parton. 9 to 5, it's a way to make a living. Like the nails. If you know, you know. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. My description would be Nemesis. Gay, gender dysphoria, terrible at social interactions. The way just dragging the character. Fat ass would be the ending one.
Where the hell's Daniel? I can't find him.
I don't know. Instead of goofing around, you want to lend a hand here?
How is he doing anyway?
It doesn't look that serious. Could be concussed.
Okay, Professor. Or should I call you Doctor now?
Why don't you try calling for help? Maybe the cops, someone like that.
I already tried once, but I'm on it.
Hey, Andrew, buddy, how you doing?
Where are we? What happened?
Yeah, the bus crashed. We're okay, though, just shaken up.
If you say so. I don't remember being in any crash.
You're probably in shock. Maybe a
he
mild
was in the bus
concussion, and that too.
crash.
Give yourself some time. Stay here. Don't move.
Wait, is this the same guy as before? The one that ran into the fire?
Useless piece of crap!
Oh, that's an android.
Dead.
Okay, take it easy. We'll figure out
Why
what
don't
to do.
why don't they have reception? Because it's an android. Don't look at me like that.
Fuck. Where's my phone?
Where's Miss Bitch? Oh. Oh, that's the mom, isn't she? Isn't that the mom?
Hey.
What is
anyone up
going
there?
on? I think it's
Daniel,
supposed to be
that
like you
you?
don't know what's going
John.
on.
Good to hear you.
Daniel?
Taylor, you okay?
I'm good.
We're fine too, thanks for asking. You okay down there?
Oh, so Taylor and
I'm
him
all
are
right.
a thing.
Nothing I can't deal with.
Hey, John, any idea what caused the crash?
Not sure. Looked like the driver swerved to avoid something in the road. He down there, by the way?
No, he's
Nope.
fucking dead.
No sign of
girl.
him.
Weird. He isn't up here either. Can you get back up to us?
Looks pretty steep. I see a trail down here I could try.
Great. Take the trail. Should take you to the road.
Chemtrails.
We can regroup there.
That's a plan. See you soon.
Could we not climb up? Could we just not climb up?
Hey, Taylor. Help me get Andrew up on his feet, will ya?
Wait, I don't remember anything. Who are you?
It's okay. You're concussed. I'm John, you're a college professor. We were taking a bus on a field trip, but that didn't work out so well. Crash wasn't on the curriculum. We'll find the others, get some help. Think of it as a character-building exercise.
I hit X.
Come on, you can do it.
I'm hitting X!
There you go.
I had this dream. It was
X
so
is
real.
right there. I pressed it twice.
Flames all around us. It was grim.
That bang on the head must have been a beauty.
That trail the others are on will come out down the road. We'll meet them there.
We should talk this through. Why leave the bus? Not like we have somewhere better to wait.
No. We could be here all night. Our best move is to get to the others, then head towards town. See if we can find some help.
Where's the driver? Shouldn't he be back by now?
The driver's done what we should be doing. Gone into town for help.
You're right. Let's go. I'm with you.
Please,
I'm
Red.
right.
The quicker we get help, the quicker we can all go home.
Stick close behind me.
I don't know, because I did stuff earlier that it was the correct... No, it is. It was the correct button, so it must have been hold, because I did the quick time with the X and
Can't believe
Y.
the driver just taking off like that and ditching us?
Maybe you didn't realize. Could just be in shock.
We're his responsibility, his passengers. He can't just stroll off.
I guess it's a not so little hope.
You know this place? Little Hope?
No. I mean, I don't think so.
You should both know Little Hope.
Why should I have heard of this place?
Seriously, this place is steeped in history. Fascinating stuff.
How do you know all this stuff anyway?
I'm a professional academic. I read books, unlike some.
Easy, Einstein. I can match everything you
Shady.
got with just a smartphone.
Well, your phone isn't so smart without a signal.
Yeah, and because it's an Android. Sorry. Oh.
Good to see you two. Finally. Everything okay?
Sure. We took the scenic route.
You sure as hell took your own sweet time. I was getting worried.
I bet you were.
I bet you were.
This gate is chained. We can't get through.
The way you're plucked, I have an Android.
Look around. See if
Locked.
there's anything we can use to break it.
Think this'll do it?
Ready? I'll push hard from my side.
Ready. 3, 2, 1, push!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about!
Great job, you two.
I swore it
What's the plan
was
now?
the correct thing.
Head
I
into
didn't use
town,
Xbox
see if we can
before.
get help.
You know where town is?
Sure, we're near Little Hope.
Sounds like a fun place.
Funnily enough, Little Hope does have an interesting and dark history.
Can we get going without having a smart-ass lecture first?
That's
I'm starting not to like you or your attitude.
I'm not even started yet.
We
You
just
want a little
started
more?
though, girl. Okay.
Try to be civil. Cost nothing.
That's rich, given how you badmouthed Taylor on the way over.
Oh!
What did she say about me?
Oh.
You always get your boyfriend to stick up for you? Try doing it yourself sometime, dear.
Oh,
I'm not wasting another breath on you.
Quit it, will you? The last thing we need is you causing trouble.
Keep out of our business, okay?
We are wasting valuable time here. Can we please just keep moving?
You think this is a solid plan, heading into town?
As good as any.
I went along with it before, but I'm not so sure now.
So what do you want to do?
Yeah, I don't
about
connect with any of these
you
characters.
come with me back to the bus.
Okay.
I still think the smart move is for us all to stick together.
You'll be glad we didn't stick together after we flagged down a car and come rescue your ass.
Why are we splitting up? Her waist is cinched. Jeez. Good for her.
You get lost?
No.
Back here?
This doesn't add up. This is some very weird shit going on here.
Spare us all. First he loses his pride, then he loses his way.
What are you trying to say?
That you've lost it.
It's not possible.
Look, I don't know what you're trying to prove here, but we've got better things to do.
Daniel?
Whoa!
Hey, careful!
Watch out!
Quit fucking around and tell me what's going on here.
The two of us will go together.
This is getting ridiculous.
Indulge me.
So, now that it's not working 3 times, can we give it up?
What? I walked away from you! We're trapped here! There's no way out! I don't understand!
She's right. We walked dead straight going away from you. So, how'd we end up back here?
He's quiet at least.
Okay,
True.
let's try something. We'll all go together. We came from that direction. We must be able to go back that way. I want everyone to stay real close. No stragglers.
You want to put us on a kid's line? Okay, I'm coming.
Why is she so sassy? For what, bitch? Yep, me too, Dal. Me too.
I admit that is a little odd.
More than a little.
Oh,
See?
I don't know quite yet, Kate.
What did I tell you?
It's just like I've been saying.
Let's see if
we
she
are
says something
trapped.
nasty.
We can't leave here.
She might use gay as an
Okay,
insult. We'll see.
calm down, breathe. There's a rational explanation for what's happening.
Maybe we all died in the crash.
Yeah, nice theory, but I'm pretty sure we're all still alive and kicking.
What makes you say that?
Last I checked, you were schooling us on creative writing, not metaphysics.
I know who I'd like to be kicking. This is all down to you, this pissy little field trip. Now we're stuck here in Little No Hope.
That is way out of line.
Why is there
I had no
echo?
way of knowing that damn bus would crash. You can't put that on me.
Are you for fucking real?
Watch your tone, will you? I am doing my best to understand this, just like you and the rest of us.
I'm sorry. I don't get what's happening to us. I don't understand. It's like you said, we're trapped in a nightmare.
It's okay. We're gonna be just fine. We'll figure a way out of this together.
Someone else thinks they can do a better job? Step right up.
Maybe it isn't real.
We have to get out of here right
I need to think straight.
now.
Football coaching.
Why the fuck?
Can everyone just shut up? This isn't helping us find help or getting us out of here.
He's right. Bitching at each other isn't getting us anywhere.
The way I just
We
don't
have
know
to
what's
work
going
together as a team.
Thank you.
Now let's be logical. The fog is between us and the bus, There is no fog between us and town, so let's head that way.
I don't get how heading further away from the bus helps.
Well, we can't go back to
There
the
is
bus,
nothing
girl.
on the bus we can use to get help. In town, there will be people, a working phone, something.
It pains me to admit, but he's right. There's nowhere else we can go except into that damn town.
Sounds like a plan to me.
You leaving me? Where are you going?
Oh my.
Come on, let's go with them. Until we know what's up, we should stick together.
Why did you say we might all...
Oh.
You really think that's possible?
I saw some cable show about how your brain keeps going for a while after you know.
You die?
Forget about it. What they said didn't really stop
I don't
that.
think that's true. Kitty!
I don't like the look of that place at all.
Maybe they won't ask for ID.
I think it's baiting me to go find the cat. Let's not do that.
I'm not sure this is such a great idea.
We should check it out. There could be a phone inside.
Well, there's a light on, so...
I'll go in and take a look around.
Can we all just go
Go
inside?
ahead.
Like...
We'll be right behind you.
Why are we all just separating? I can't.
Why aren't we going with those guys?
Angela knows there's something between us. That's obvious.
We're really going to get into this now? Like we've got no other bigger shit to deal with tonight?
This is a big deal. For me, anyhow. I'm telling you, Angela is onto us. She knows.
What did you two talk about?
She was digging around like she always does.
Let her imagine whatever she wants. Probably drives her crazy. I'm not ready to go public about us yet. I will be soon, I promise.
Okay.
Anything I can do to help convince you I'm the right guy?
I need to know 100% I can rely on you. That you'll never let me down.
We should catch up with the others.
They're right there. They can
We
hear
standing
you.
here all night, or we going inside?
Yeah, one of them are gonna die. There's no doubt in my mind. Oh my fuck shit poopy. That scared me. Oh, yes, bar. We could say hello. Just say hi. You're walking into a place. Just say hello.
Hi there. How you doing? Excuse me, but we're looking for our bus driver.
What?
Have you seen him?
Yeah, that's funny.
What is?
What's funny?
What's up with the fog outside? It's pretty weird.
Yeah, sure is a thick one tonight.
So thick it's stopping us from leaving.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
You mean you're trapped
Sorry
there too?
for busting in like this. Bus we were on crashed a little way back up the road there. We're still a little shaken up.
We're still a lot shaken up.
You certainly look shook up.
Shook.
I'm Vince.
I need a mirror. Maybe there's one here not covered in 20 years of...
Sounds like you could use a drink.
Better not, thanks. I need to keep a clear head.
It's right there if you change your
Why
mind.
does he look like that? What is going on with him?
Not for me.
Why are you even here? Little Hope sure isn't the town it used to be.
What happened here? The place seems completely deserted.
Little Hope feels a little like a ghost town. And that fog?
Life moves on, you know. But we don't all go with it.
Why are you still here?
Yeah, if the place is as dead as you say, what are you still doing here?
I come and go. You know how it is. Anyway, I can't help you.
What is this guy's problem?
There's definitely something off about him.
Y'all,
He's
he's
harmless,
right
just had
there.
one too
Like,
many. Let's look around.
There must be something here that can help us.
what's this dude's problem? Like,
See what you
right
can
in his
dig up.
face.
He's in a world of his own. An old darts board. I was pretty good back in the day.
This guy
Hey,
with
play
the
a little, no problem.
glasses.
I'm
and
gonna
the-
take a look
The
around.
weird face. I don't like him. I want him to die. This guy. He creeps me out. It's just the energy he exudes of just like a man.
Just a quick
Like
throw.
a straight
and we'll
cis
figure out
man.
how
It
we're
just makes me
getting outta
uncomfortable.
Try for a big double. Or...
Not my first time, Daniel. Shooting for double 20.
Okay, so you can play a little.
Still got it. Now for triple 20.
Why does he have blood on his face? How did he get blood on his face?
Well, almost an Olympic shot after the night we've had.
They don't play darts in the Olympics.
Oh, they were just in a bus crash. Never mind.
That is one hell of a shot. You did better than Taylor.
Let's get back to why we came in here.
Just bros. Ugh, I have to play as him. I should have did the bad, like, stuff as this character so it makes it so he dies. Alar?
Fuck.
God, I have to pee. I'm gonna fucking piss my pants. I'm sorry, y'all. I just really have to pee. A 100% pure love. Literally, there's something like we're in a deadly fog and everybody's like, let's play darts. Hee quirky. Like, fuck off. Just sitting, doing nothing. Like, does no one want to help me out here? I mean, I wouldn't want to help this man anyways, but... Wait, I was reading
This
that.
place has some great history.
Are your children interested in astrology, spirits, or ghosts? Carson, Carson Kressley will advise parents on signs to watch for these. Oh, interesting. You want me to read all that? Nope.
I vaguely remember what happened here. All the factories closed down. Hey, this way.
Let's get out of here and...
Huh?
You all hear that?
What
I
was
definitely
that?
heard something.
Did you hear that as well?
Come on. Whatever it was, came from outside.
Really think it's smart to go back outside?
Well, there's nothing for us here. We need to move on.
Best of luck. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Kind of sketches me out. Like, oh. Let's go out. Literally, I would have just slept there till the day. Inside that little pub. But put something in front of the door and slept until there was daylight out. The black cat. Isn't that something in a show? There's
It's
a black
coming
cat
from
in
the
something
town.
else.
Did the old fucker just lock us out?
He was weird, that old guy.
Sure was something off about him. Why come to Creepy Central just to get a top-up?
What does that mean?
To get a top? You and me both, sister.
I have a bad feeling about this.
We'll figure it out.
The way this fog just appears, it's not natural.
Can you two make an effort to keep up?
I am trying. Oh! I kind of shit a little. Just a little. A little bit. Where is it? Oh my god.
Hey, can you come over here?
What's wrong?
I just saw someone in the woods.
I can't see anyone.
I definitely saw someone. 100%.
Sorry, I don't buy it. Nobody would be out here at this ungodly hour.
Okay. We really should catch up with the others.
You two. We need to stick close.
What the hell?
Oh my.
Did you hear that?
What on earth is that?
Let's run!
Okay, very good. We're freaked. Who's there?
Whoever you are, this isn't funny at all. John, where are you? Daniel? Taylor? Come on, John, where are you? This isn't funny. Oh.
I'm going this way. Angela, sweetie. Let's go this way.
Hey, wait for us!
Yo, fucking kid, stop singing your dumb song.
What is that? There is something very weird about this fog.
Stay close.
Hey. Come and check this out.
What on earth is that?
I mean, they should be holding hands. I would
Not a clue.
I'd be like, stay close to me. It's the doll that set the house on fire. Oh, or not. Maybe it's just a voodoo doll?
Ow!
That was so unnecessary.
What is your name, sir?
Andrew?
Andrew? And your name, lady?
Who the hell are you? Why are you dressed like that?
I am called Mary. I fashioned her with my own hand. She looks just like the one beside you. Would you kindly come play with me? Come play. Come play with me.
What witch's trickery is this now, Mary?
I have done nothing.
Hold your tongue. I see what you truly are, Mary. Reverend Carver's affection for you will be shaken loose when he learns of your infidelity with the devil.
Amy, come back here.
There you are.
There's someone else out here, by the fire.
What? I don't see any fire.
Okay.
I saw them too.
Are you okay?
Not Sears cardigan.
This place is all wrong.
Whatever happened here, it's over now.
You have no clue. You didn't see what we saw.
I don't get it. What exactly happened here?
I'm not sure. At the time, it seemed so real, but now it's all gone.
Maybe the fog has got you confused. We're all stressed out.
Stressed my ass. I
Oh.
saw a girl dancing right here, clear as day.
Said her name was Mary. Looked exactly like the girl in my dream, but she talked in this really weird accent. Was that even American?
I'm not sure.
thought
I
you were
couldn't place
American.
her accent either.
What have we gotten ourselves into?
This kid, Mary, did she want to hurt you?
She could have been malicious, I guess.
You're burning up. That girl do something to you?
We should all keep an eye on Andrew.
I'm okay. Pain's going away now.
Now what?
Seems our only option is the road into town.
You're kidding me.
Got a better idea? Thought not.
I want pizza. I want something good. Ooh, I have breadsticks I could possibly eat tonight. That might be good. I literally am... Oh! Hey, Dad. That's not my dad, but...
Well, that escalated rather quickly.
Oh, sure did.
Everything that
Sure
one
did.
does or doesn't do in one's life will catch up with one eventually. Don't you think?
Hey.
Don't look at me.
It's the music.
I can't help you. Remember?
Cheers.
We sometimes congratulate ourselves on waking from a troubled dream. It may be so the moment after death.
Huh?
On my travels over many years, I've witnessed many things, seen and heard many beliefs, and there's usually some element of truth in each of them. These unfortunate folk seem to be dealing with forces as yet unexplained. I mean, sinister movements in the forest, spirits from the past, a little girl who may be in trouble. Or maybe she simply is trouble. Anyway, where are we? Angela isn't getting much tittle-tattle out of Taylor. No kiss and tell. What about John? The figure of authority, perhaps? Or perhaps he represents something else. And then there's Andrew. Somewhat confused, I think. A bump to the head can do that. Let me reassure you. You helped make some decisions that will be valued later on. And some that may turn out to be regrettable.
What did I do?
That fellow in the bar. He was less than helpful, more than a little rude, if you ask me. Clearly something disturbing on his mind. Enough. There's something not quite right in Little Hope, and souls may be in peril. Off you go again. See if you can lift the fog Find the bus driver.
The bus driver isn't dead.
Girl, she sounded so strange. I could barely understand her.
She sure sounded like she wasn't from anywhere around here.
I'm tempted to say she sounded more like she was from another
Yes,
time than
playing
another
as old
place.
lady.
You're right.
Yes, Grandma, you better work. What was that?
You see that?
Some big-ass animal.
I hope so. If not, what the fuck?
Might get a better view from up there.
Who told you that? From up where?
How are you coping?
I don't know. What do you think happened to us back there?
I feel like we're in danger. There's something very off about this place.
Yeah, I hear you. What is out there?
You need to stay calm and positive. Panicking won't help anyone, and I, for one, have no intention of spending any longer out here than is absolutely necessary.
I'm right with you. Appreciate you checking in with me.
Literally starts yelling. How did he not see that? He was looking right at it. Girl. Dear God. This shit green fog.
There's something up ahead!
It's a car and it hits her.
Which way? Can we move it?
I literally
Amen
don't
to
like-
that.
I don't like any of these characters.
Look at that! Hey, wait! Stop!
I'm just gonna say it. This is exactly what goes down in horror movies.
Really? Really?
What the hell do we
Which
do
part?
I'll deal with this. Stay right here.
Oh, girl. You're gonna do what?
Be careful, please.
Hey, Professor! Damn it! It's just like what happened to us. You think the professor will be okay?
It's high time he stepped up. He's the one in charge. Finally, he's doing the right thing.
I'm sure he'll be grateful for your concern.
What is this?
This was a mistake. I should have gone with John.
He shouldn't have gone in alone. Don't give yourself a hard time. You think he's okay in there?
The way they switch up so fast.
He'll be fine. Maybe a little shaken up is all.
This is bullshit. I feel so useless.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I don't. I didn't like him anyway. So.
Are you okay?
I lost my bearings.
I couldn't see you through the thick fog.
Did you see the little girl?
I could see you back there.
That's really odd, because I sure couldn't see you.
Your clothes looked different, and your accent was off. You sounded like an actor in some historical play.
It must have been someone else you saw.
I teach you. I know you. I recognized your face.
Whoever you saw, it wasn't me. Now please stop. You're scaring me.
I am all done here.
Seems the fog won't let us go anywhere except into the center of town.
The fog decides where we can and can't go? Fuck that. I'm trying another way.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
Don't you kids watch horror movies? You never ever split up.
Those movies are dumb. And I'm going this way without you.
Wait a minute. She was just saying this is how horror movies start, and then she goes, this is dumb? So you contradict yourself. Okay, Miss Pixie Cut. Okay. Okay.
Maybe splitting up isn't such a good idea, Taylor.
No way am I going down there.
I'm with John.
Who's Andrew?
I'm with Andrew. The town isn't so far. We all go in together.
Flat out, Granny. No one asked you.
Okay, time out. Can we all just take a breath? Think about what our next move is?
We can check out more options if we split up. I'll go with Taylor. It's not safe for you to be hanging around here on your own.
Two teams are more likely to find a way out, which is what we all want, right?
I guess you're right. If the fog lets you through and you find help, send them into town to find us.
Yeah, it worked out so great last time when y'all walked into the fog 3 times. Go ahead.
Got a feeling we'll find help faster than the others.
As long as somebody does, that's all that matters.
Hold up. You hear that?
You just jump off a bridge?
Thanks.
Nice.
Are we okay here?
We're good. That noise was just the old guy from the bar on his bike.
Stupid old drunk.
You are the drunk.
Somewhere around here, there must be an easier way back up to the road. Let's move out.
Yeah, because it was your bright idea to run away.
You got an explanation for what we saw?
Jump off the bridge.
Nothing that makes sense. I do know there were witch trials in Little Hope around the same time as Salem.
What happened?
You can figure that out for yourself.
Oh, we're being raided. Who is that?
Are you okay?
Feels like Angela's constantly weighing me up and finding me lacking. I feel responsible for everyone here. You are all...
Noelle! Wait! I literally just followed you. Oh my god, wait, hold on. Let me turn off followers, because I have my followers on. Because that's why no one in this chat is talking. I'm so sorry. There you go. Hi! Oh! I break my green screen. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? Thanks for coming in. Anybody just coming in off the raid, I'm the Nemesis of the network around here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Full drag, full makeup, full good vibes. But thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. How was your stream? Small chillax stream today. I love that. That's what I'm kind of vibing with today. I usually don't stream on Wednesdays. But hi, Freelink. Yeah, I was chilling in your chat the other day and I was like, wow, I love it here. I love the vibe of your streams. It was awesome. Thank you. I really just had like this idea in mind. I was watching Drag Race Season 10 with Aquaria and I was like, I want to do a look inspired by one of theirs. So this is what they wore to the reunion. So I was like, I'll do that.
My care.
Seems pretty.
How would you handle all this in my position?
We're playing Little Hope. Story-based game. Oh, my game crashes. Story-based game.
I guess I'd try to stay positive. Do my best. That's all
My throat is
anyone
so
could
dry. If I get strapped,
Not
I'm
sure
gonna...
my best is up to dealing with whatever is going on around us tonight. What we saw.
It's alright.
back
I don't like
there,
any of the characters, so I'm not really connected with it, but the story's okay.
You think that was really supernatural?
Especially this man. I don't like this man.
We really can't be sure what it is we've seen.
Makes sense to me.
This twink is okay. Like, he's like
Just
the only
because I can't explain what
likable
we saw doesn't
character.
mean we have to reach the most extreme conclusion. That's kind of what happened in Little Hope during the witch trials. They made bad decisions based on very little hard evidence.
Sure. I get that.
Either way, our goal here is not proving or disproving the supernatural, ghosts, whatever else. It's getting the hell out of here.
Is it really?
I don't like the sound of that.
It's nothing to worry about.
Oh my god. Here we go. I can't recognize any of these other people. Oh god. Is Grandma gonna die? I'm kind of vibing with Grandma.
Fuck.
What was that?
Wait!
Oh my god. Okay. Kitty!
What is it? What's wrong?
We saw something moving in there.
What exactly
Hi,
are you
Mac.
up to?
I'm just taking a look here.
Isn't this breaking and
Not
entering?
Sid from... That's literally
I
who he
won't
looks
tell if
like.
you don't. Anyhow, there's no one here.
Okay. I've never seen like any of these actors before. Like the next game, apparently Ashley Tisdale's gonna be the main character, so like love that for her. But like some of these actors, I'm like, who are you? Like I've never seen Maze Runner or We're the Millers, but I've heard of Maze Runner, but I've never been like, let me watch it. But also we just left that other guy. Aha. Ha ha. Ha ha ha
Professor?
ha 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 ha. Sawina. Thank you for 17 months. Almost 2 years. That's almost 2 years somehow, some way, somewhere.
There you are.
I love you, Serena.
You flipped out again. Just like you did on the road.
You can't blame me for that. What the hell was that in there?
It was nothing. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. What am I?
I think if you
In
hover over
second
your
grade?
badge.
He's right. Get over yourself and move on.
Well, Ashley was in that one show with Emily Osment. She did a great job, I think.
This place is our best shot. There must be a radio or a working phone inside. Maybe even our driver, too. Look around for something we can break the glass with.
Yeah, the next game, Serena, Ashley Tisdale's gonna be a main character. Which is like serve. I can't use this to break the glass. But you know what I can do with it? I can shove it up my... Thank you for subscribing! Oh, thank you so much. I am currently, you know, kind of struggling a little bit, but I definitely will drop a Twitch Prime when I can for you. I really appreciate it, seriously. Thank you. Mac, please. Hi again, Rocky. The timing of that subscription, please. Please, there's something in my... It's my hair. This hair that I just... What's going on? I had an itch, please. I'm glad the sub stopped your sentence. You never had a paper cut on your... You know... Never?
Give me that. I'll smash the window.
No problem.
Sorry.
I can do this.
Okay.
Enjoy the sub, though.
If you're
Thank
sure.
you.
Anyone can do this.
If you
Not
ever need
anyone.
anything, feel free to
Putting a
Discord
rock
me,
through a
message
window
me, or
at 10
anything. I'd love to
paces?
play games, too.
Anyone can make the shot.
If you're feeling under pressure...
Just
let someone
break
else
the
do it.
window.
I'm not feeling
It's
pressure.
right there.
Just saying.
It's
Can
right
you stop
there.
talking?
Why are we playing
Will you
baseball?
Just get on with it. The frame will have rotted away and the glass will fall out on its own.
Yeah, you
before
tell
you
him,
two are
girly.
finished.
I'm with her.
Oh, strike! We'll make a ball player out of you yet.
You think a rookie could make a shot like that?
Glad to know he's a pitcher.
Looks safe enough.
The broken glass. Okay.
Piece of cake.
You're up next.
We're going through a window. Why is it so dramatic? I can't. The dramatics of some situations are so... No, I don't want to play these characters. I want them to die. I will literally, like, have them die. I don't care. I can't. Who is this guy? This guy looks
That
familiar.
woman really looked like Angela?
I don't know what John's...
Look at his face. Oh, looking around. Oh, yeah.
I don't intend on sticking around to find out.
Oh, what was that? Drew Carey. What was Drew Carey in?
What's that noise?
I'm sure it's nothing.
Let's go to this lovely home. What does it say on the fence? Little Hope Middle School. Fuck that. I'm not going to... If I had to go to either of these...
Close to school down.
No. Not a middle school. Those kids are
Forget
fucking
about
annoying
that.
and rude.
Even if you make it over,
Bullies.
there's no way I'm following.
I never did like school. Let's get out of here.
Oh, looks like there's no way through. I might have made a bad call here.
Don't stress it. No one made us come this way. We'll
I
find
don't
another
mind
way.
this guy. He's actually kind of cute too. But his girlfriend, I can't. I can't do it. Oh, yes, you're so right, Gray. Okay, thank you. That was the perfect show to... What is that?
What the hell?
Oh my god, no, I don't want to do this. My girlfriend's running away from me. Okay. I thought that sound was in real life. I was like, is there someone in my office? Going to the office, Serena? I don't... Oh, a playground. Can we go on this?
That must be what we heard just now.
This place gives me the creeps big time.
Wait, I want to go on the slide. What?
I am not coming back here for summer camp.
No way. I don't think anybody asked you. Can you push me on the swing, darling?
Over there!
Hey, are you okay?
Literally. Like, get away.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Something is real off about this whole thing. This the same little kid Angela and Andrew saw before?
I have no clue.
Whoa, you can't be doing that. Oh, what the hell is going on? Tell me that didn't just happen.
Quiet now. I will not be caught.
What are you talking about?
Get away, or he will find me.
Oh! Oh my god.
Come on out, Mary. I know very well you're in there.
Please, no, let me go.
Let me go!
I'm sure you will not speak of our secret. Your childish games tire me. You will respect me, and you will say nothing.
No!
Let go of her right now!
What spell have you cast? I am frozen to my
I
marrow.
have done nothing. Amy is the caster of spells. She is the one in league with the devil. I saw her in the forest together with her familiars. I am innocent.
I will have the truth, one way or another. You come with me, girl.
Thank you kindly.
Be silent, child.
Oh, wow.
Can someone tell me what just happened?
No, I could not
These two
tell you,
kids
sir.
have to be linked somehow.
But I'll do
No
it with you
way
under that
that's a
slide.
coincidence.
I don't get it.
Let's not hang around here. It's time to go.
Right with you.
I did read that, kitten. I remember I had to read that and our entire class was like just not into it. Our teacher was trying to make us read it and we
I'm
we're like,
glad you're
girl,
here.
you can't
Both
make
of
us
us are
read
getting out of
shit. Poor girl.
You'll see.
What is that? Hello?
Could mean someone's around.
Maybe they can help.
Let's head over. Let me help you.
No, let's drop her.
Shit. I'm real sorry.
I didn't mean for that to happen, but honestly, she deserved it. I don't like her.
I don't think this takes us out of this shitty town. There's no road.
Must lead somewhere, though.
I'm not so sure. There's barely even a path.
Sorry.
Place must have been a grocery
It
store
was an
or something.
accident, honest.
Let's just find another way.
Hi, Alpha. I bruised her dumpy. And now she suddenly can't run for the rest of the game because I dropped her 2 feet.
Over here, look at this.
You think I'm reading that? Nope. Never in my life. Okay, but we have to push it from the other side.
What are you doing?
Help me push this, will you?
Seriously?
There's no other way.
What do you... Oh, God, I can't stand
I've got no
her.
choice. Come on. I thought you were all muscle.
Huh? I did it. Hello? Hi, house. The way I literally hit the X button and it just wouldn't let me. Okay. Oh, I wanted me to hit square.
Let me see if I can get this open.
Seriously? You're going in there?
Let me go in, look around. If it's all clear, I'll come and open the door.
I don't like the idea of being out here on my own.
Ugh, my throat.
I'll be as fast as I can. If you see anything weird, just yell. I'll come running.
Okay. Will do.
I need your phone.
The khakis.
What for?
Flashlight. It's dark in there.
Please be quick.
I literally, safety, I can't. Well, she's like...
I'm in.
I don't even know how to describe her. She just...
Is it safe?
Think so.
Come on, will you?
Taylor, the door won't open.
Okay, I'll look for another way around.
Or, hear me out. You come through the way that I went in. Go through the way I went in. The moccasins, please. Hello, is there anyone in here? Oh, there's someone.
Hello?
I mean, when I did that quick time, when I'm
Who's
literally
there?
just gonna get scared anyway, so there's no point of doing the quick time. I haven't yet, Mac, but I would love to.
Hey! Can't get through. This window is all boarded up.
You gave me a shock.
Sorry, I didn't mean to spook you. How is it in there?
This place is creeping me out. It's full of old-ass, useless shit.
Head to the front. I'll meet you there.
Sure thing.
God. What are we in Resident Evil 2 in the gas station? Potatoes for 43 cents? Now hold on.
Hold on. I'll be right there. Will you relax? I'm coming. Angela? How the...
back door is locked. What troubles you? Tell me, what is happening?
Soon they will come for me.
Calm yourself, wife. Who is coming for you?
They're talking about me. There are accusations.
Accusations of what sort?
They talk that I'm in league with the devil, that I'm guilty of witchcraft.
There's no sense in that. Who would say such a thing?
I cannot rightly say.
I don't know what to do! Like, confront what? Confront that it's the twin double of Angela and find out what that is, but then the person coming in could kill us. But if we go out the door, I don't know. I feel like we should confront Angela, but I feel like this guy will die if we do that. And I don't want him to die because he's one of the only tolerable characters.
You are privy to the rumors
Please,
about
sir,
my
do
wife,
not
Amy?
open that door. Do not let them take me, I beg you, husband.
I am here to arrest your wife, Joseph. I have the legal warrant here.
My wife has done nothing wrong.
There is a witness to your wife speaking in tongues.
Who accuses my wife?
Mary.
The word of a child condemns my wife.
You will deliver yourself into the Marshal's hands for your own good.
Then I must accompany her. She will not leave my sight.
Such action will not aid your wife's cause. Trust in justice.
Do not fear. I will find a way to resolve this.
Where the hell have you been? You look freaked. What's up? You saw something else, right?
You're not gonna believe this, but I saw two people who looked like the professor and Angela.
Jeez. I thought the professor was blowing smoke up our asses with his Angela twin story. Guess not.
Well, lookalike Angela was arrested. She was being accused of witchcraft.
The spooky little girl, she gave the name Amy to the priest. That's what got the woman arrested. The woman, Amy, I guess she's in deep shit then. We've really screwed up here. Instead of getting out of this awful place, we're right back in the middle of town.
Nope, no, absolutely not. What is that? I don't want it anywhere near me. I want it eradicated. No. No.
What do you think?
Let's take a look around. See what we can find.
There you go. We'll be on our way from Little Hope while the others are still out in the woods.
This place is a real dump even for this shithole town.
Oh.
Something up?
Yeah, there's something kind of familiar about this place.
You got a big-time criminal past we don't know about? Serial jaywalker?
These small-town police stations all look the same.
Is it his house? No, he doesn't have a coffee maker in his house.
There's gotta be a phone in here someplace.
You're deluded if you think there's anything here. Place is dead, just like the rest of Little Hope.
There's gotta be something.
We have a winner. Found a phone.
Hi, Michael.
This could be our way out.
Oh, my telephone.
Mine's dead.
Shit!
Whoa!
Hey!
What did the
Take it
file
easy.
cabinet do to
Can you
you?
stop reacting to every setback like a child?
Literally,
Look
you're
here.
a professor.
The cable is missing.
It
There's
is
gotta
very
be a
until
cable
dawn.
here someplace.
I just didn't think that was necessary, like, at all. Like, why did we flip the thing over? For no reason. Yes, Jules. What's that? Don't go back in. I want to see it. What was that? Literally just threw it across the floor for no reason. What was that for? His storyline. He is file cabinet
Don't give up.
phobic.
I feel we're about to find
Anytime
something.
he sees one, he has to flip it over and yell at it. It's a walkie-talkie.
Fucking thing. Thought this was our way out.
Rotate my hand. Oh, that didn't work. Ew! Hi, Matt! Queen Raven, thank you so much for the follow. And he just dusted off with his hand. I wanted to just, like, look at it. Like, what was on his hand. Locker room. Ooh. Bet this is gonna scare me. Oh, wow, it didn't. That's shocking. A vanilla wafer. Oh. Lame. Hello? Can we find a clue somewhere? What is in here? Why are we in a jail cell?
What is that?
Oh. That was so loud.
What do you think?
That
Answer
made
it.
me jump.
I can do this.
Be careful.
Don't
Be
stress
careful, it's answering a phone. Hello? Who is it? Would you like to fuck me?
I stand here falsely accused. I all that I
What can you hear?
I
A
declare this
woman.
trial to be unjust.
She sounds real upset.
You have to calm whoever it is down. You'll get nothing if they're hysterical.
Get it? Hysteria. Hysterical. Witch trials.
Can you tell me what you're upset about?
As I walked, a man appeared.
Hi, welcome in. Happy to see
I
you.
reached out in fear. I had not seen him approach.
Ashley emotes,
This man I
Stan.
had never seen before. His clothes and manner of speaking were not familiar to me.
Okay, it's all good. I'm gonna help you out here if I can, but I need to know your name.
I stand falsely accused of crime.
Get off of me!
See, like, I don't get this part. Like, what is that? Like, they, like, grab your, who is, I know there's 2 realms. But, like, how does...
Come here, girl. I would speak with you. You cannot talk of our secret. Eternal damnation awaits if you do. We have an understanding, do we not?
No evil word shall leave my lips.
Should you breathe a word, or the edge of a word about the other things, then I will come to you in the black.
The way you're noticing, and I just don't understand.
And bring a reckoning
like,
that
oh,
will shudder you.
Now, Reverend, let us begin. Enough time has gone begging. Go be with your kin. I beseech this court, and good Judge Wyman, do not be fooled by the protestations of the accused.
Why are there mannequins?
The devil is the master of deceit. All his servants feign innocence. They can do little else.
I solemnly swear before God, I am innocent of all accusations against me.
Hush now, Amy.
What the hell should we do?
We need to stay quiet. We just let this play out. See what happens.
I mean no offense, Reverend Carver. I do not believe any of my neighbors. Those who know me best will speak out against me. They know who I am, that I side with the righteous.
I will not be caught in the web of your deception. The devil hides himself where he is least expected.
My wife is no devil's plaything, Reverend. I beg the court's forgiveness, but I stand by my statement. My wife Amy is innocent.
I respectfully ask this good court to pay no mind to the words of a man whose very home is foul with the stench of brimstone.
Oh God. Who is that back there? I don't know. I don't want to approach them and ruin the trial. If we approach them and something weird happens, like before... okay, I know what I'm doing.
I beg you, good judge, let us conclude our business here without further ado, lest we afford the forces of darkness the opportunity to bend these proceedings to their will.
No!
Mary?
Mary, my sister, what ails you?
What the? Stay out of this.
What have you done to this child? You have bound an innocent girl into a pact with the devil himself. The poor creature seems possessed. No doubt you're doing.
It's not true, Reverend. Why have you taken against me so?
We will see the truth of it. Amy, lay your hands on Mary. Let us see what occurs. If I am correct, your touch will release her from this affliction.
What ails you?
It must be so, if you are the one who bewitched her.
I don't think I can take much more of this. I think it's almost over.
You are in no danger. They are here among us. They are here among us.
Among us.
No!
What more proof is needed that the devil walks among us in little hope? Take heed and pray. The devil is here in this very room.
This fucking bitch, I don't care. This stupid kid is playing around thinking she runs the show. Listen here in your ugly ass bonnet. I would knock it off and I would throw you in the playground and lock you in the slide, miss bitch. Because you're killing people for no reason. Fuck them kids. I
Most
can't.
of them over 300
She
years
thinks she's
ago.
funny.
Then how come we
Miss
just
Maddie.
Like I say, I have no good explanation.
I can't believe how much that woman looked like me. How in the hell is that even possible? When you first told me, I thought you were messing with me, or exaggerating. But seeing that woman for myself was a whole world of weirdness.
That little girl who had some kind of seizure. What do you think was going on there?
The whole thing scared the crap out of me. But that little girl was freaky.
My gut says her fit was a setup, a scam to put that woman on trial in even bigger trouble.
Yes.
That woman, my double? What's she looking at if the trial goes against her?
The sentence for confirmed witches in Little Hope was always brutal. Violent death, drowning, hanging, burning.
And let's hope she is, or was, found innocent.
Accusations were often malicious, made by someone with a grudge. Or by meddling liars, like that little girl, who took perverse pleasure in poisoning their own communities.
I'm with you. That kid knew exactly what she was doing when she dropped Angela 2.0 deep in the shit.
That woman, my double, was very distressed, almost traumatized.
Yeah.
Well, she was about
tough
to die.
watch, for sure.
I noticed something else weird. Her husband? He looked a lot like you, Professor.
The two people with that little brat looked just like Daniel and Taylor. What the hell does all this mean?
I literally do not know. I could not tell you.
Who's that?
Hey, Professor! You in there?
Come on, let's go. Hey, Taylor! We're in here!
We can't open the damn doors!
We can't either! They must be locked.
Can we kick it down?
Let's all try to force the handle. In 3, 2, 1...
Oh my god.
Taylor.
Hey, Professor.
Find anything that could get us out of here?
Nah, big fat nothing back there.
Just a pile of junk.
Still think splitting up was a smart move?
I would say I'm now more open to exploring other options.
I'm glad you two are finding this funny. Personally, I think we're in deep shit here.
You know what happened to your double, right? She was accused of witchcraft.
Not just accused, tried, found guilty, and condemned.
We need to know what that woman is facing. What's gonna happen to her next?
I like the idea.
True.
But how would we even begin to find that out?
We've already been down those paths. Maybe the answer lies down the one path we haven't taken yet.
Which one's that, Grandma?
This is fucking crazy. We have no clue what we're getting ourselves into.
The trial, the strange girl, Angela's double. Feels like it's all building towards something.
Only question is, are we headed someplace good
Hey,
or
what's up?
bad? And bad is probably very, very bad.
God, I feel something in my throat. It's really making me angry. If I get sick, I'm gonna be so mad after I just took a vacation. They definitely didn't get sick from vacation because I've been home a couple days, but...
This fog is getting worse.
Maybe the fog was the reason for the diversion. We were never meant to make it out of here. I can't see for shit.
don't want to go anywhere near it.
Thank you, Eslo. There's gonna be a quick time. I'm gonna miss it, and one of these people are gonna die. Dear God.
Okay. Who's first up?
Professor, you keep telling us you're in charge, so...
Maybe we need to check all our other options first.
Right. Thought so.
Come on.
Don't zoom in on his face.
I want off this bridge as fast as possible. But not that fast.
Someone has to go first.
You lead. I'll be right behind you.
Thank you for subscribing. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you. Have a good night's sleep. Oh, God. Not the... Oh, my God.
My God. What do we do?
We can't stay here.
Mana! Oh my God. Up the vans.
In this year of our Lord, 1692, we are here present to bear witness to a just execution. No! Amy is declared guilty of
There's a lot
consorting with the
happening.
devil.
Thank you for the
And
raid.
is to be drowned as a witch and sorceress. Let us pray in silence for her soul.
I've done no wrong. I am no witch. I do not deserve death. I beg you.
What's going on? Why do you look like Angela?
Your words have little meaning to me, but I beg you. Help me.
The devil is in the wind, seeking to help his own. He would release her from the chains. Isaac, let us conclude our business here swiftly. The will of the court must be imposed before it's too late. The devil fortifies her. You must bind her tightly.
You cannot do this.
Isaac,
I am innocent.
fulfill the will of the court.
Help me.
Send this witch back into the lap of her master, lest he come for us
Too late.
all.
Little Hope is already lost, shrouded in evil. But not as you claim from witchcraft or outside demons. We are poisoned from within.
You will not save yourself with riddles.
There is no riddle. The devil takes many forms. You know that better than any. In Little Hope, he has hid himself under a shroud of innocence, taken the form of a child, my accuser. While Mary still draws breath, Little Hope remains beyond salvation. There lies your evil reverence in your very midst.
I'm with her. Fuck them kids. It's like hysteria. She's not a witch. It's the kid lying to her. No, she's gonna die here.
What did you see? Tell me.
Oh my God.
I don't know how to tell you what I just saw.
Oh my God, get off this bridge. Get off this bridge.
Your double was pushed into the river in chains. She drowned.
Oh my God, no. Run! I don't want her to die! Nar! Are we good? Thank you again for the raid, Mona.
All right,
I really
I'll go
appreciate
first.
it. Appreciate.
Okay, you two, get on down here.
Oh, the voice acting is definitely good. Oh no.
What the hell is that?
What is that thing?
Get away from it!
Run! Get the hell out of there!
Look out! Shit!
Don't leave me behind!
Hey! Give me a hand here! Hold on, hold on.
I'm rescuing her.
I'm coming back for you, John. Hold on. Reach up and grab my hand. Jump up and grab onto me.
Okay, I trust you.
Get him! Eat him! Eat him! No, can we push him down? I don't want him to live. Damn. I wanted him to die.
Phew, that was really quite close for Angela. She was almost lost to a fate worse than death. Not that there's anything particularly wrong with death. Well done. Not a soul lost so far. Things could have been quite different. Given the way in which the stakes have been elevated, some kind of weapon might be useful about now. Don't you think?
Like what?
You really should have explored more thoroughly, you know.
I think so,
Too
Westlow.
late now.
Huh? I could have gotten a weapon.
The boys have some interesting theories. Maybe you're choosing to believe Daniel's theory, that they're already dead.
I don't think that's
My
the case.
dream was lengthened after life. Oh, then began the tempest to my soul. I passed, methought, the melancholy flood with that sour ferryman, which poets write of, unto the kingdom of perpetual night. It's possible, I suppose. Maybe the bus driver can shed some light.
Where is he?
This must be very confusing for you right now. Doppelgangers, witches, ghosts, death, and demons. What could possibly tie all of these souls together? I dare say we'll find out.
I really do not
I have
know.
been granted permission to give you a single hint. Tempted? Okay then. We will once again turn to the bard for some cryptic inspiration. I met him once, you know. I meet everybody once. Act 5, Scene 1, where Cleomenes begs Leontes to forgive himself for causing the death of Hermione. Do as the heavens have done. Forget your evil. With them, forgive yourself. Go on then. As terrifying as it might be, you should get back to it.
Okay.
Wait!
What in the name of holy fuck was that? I've never seen anything like it. It was like something from a nightmare. Did you see the way it looked? The gaping mouth, those dead, soulless eyes?
Whatever it was, it's gone now.
I was nearly gone. If that thing had caught me, it was so close.
You've had the crap scared out of you. We all have. But at least we got the fuck away from it.
We did. Thank God we're all okay.
Right now, we're safe.
That thing, whatever the fuck it was, is still out there. Could be hunting us as we speak.
It was in chains. Just like the woman who went in the water. I don't believe that's coincidence. Either of you see what happened to Taylor and Daniel?
They can't be far behind us.
This blazer.
Let's just get out of here.
Oh God.
Can we keep moving? I don't feel safe here.
Where am I supposed to go?
That thing is still coming for me.
It doesn't sound close. We'll be fine if we keep moving.
I really hope you're right.
I'm gonna step in a trap. It's the trapper. Okay, girl.
I'm impressed someone cares enough to still drop by this place.
That isn't what I wanted. I don't know where we are, but it's oh. How did it go that fast? Like, it's a chained body with only movement in its arms.
Let's stay away from that bridge.
I'm all for putting as much distance between us and that hideous thing as we can.
Pretty sure Daniel and Taylor would be thinking the same thing.
Out of sight, quick!
Hi, Moxie. What is with him and the bike? I don't...
Best to keep out of his way, I reckon.
That woman's final words keep buzzing in my head. To end what's happening in Little Hope, the little girl has to be stopped.
Was she talking about stopping more witchcraft accusations or something else?
I couldn't tell.
Come on, let's go.
I feel like if you do mess it up, though, like, he turns into, like, a demon or something.
I'll go in and take a look around.
Can you imagine a Dead by Daylight killer that just, like, is on the ground at all
How you doing?
times?
I'm wondering if that thing could be coming after us.
Don't think it's coming after us.
What makes you so sure?
That has to be a one-off. Some circus freak on the loose. Something like that.
I want pasta. Who's gonna make me pasta? I don't want to make it. I want ramen. Ooh.
What's that noise?
Didn't hear anything.
Witch trail.
I don't like this. I want to go another way.
Don't think there is another way.
There isn't another way, bitch. You always think you have an idea, but it never works. Sorry about it.
Hey, over here. You gotta check this out.
I don't like sauce. Don't twist my words.
That thing could still be around here. In the water.
No,
In
we
the
left
mirror.
that thing way behind. We must have.
What was that? I saw that.
Oh, shit.
You're going first, right?
You weigh half what I do. Better if you lead.
I'm not crossing this crapped out bridge. No way.
To find the others we gotta cross. We got no choice.
Fine. I'm heading across. You can follow me. If the bridge is still standing.
Okay, then.
She's always like, oh my god, we can't do that. And then she's like, we're gonna do it. Like, I can't. I can't do it. I hate her the most, actually, out of the... No, I don't like the man and then her. I hate them both. The other three are fine. I actually vibe it with them.
What the hell is that?
Oh. This is Thriller! Thriller night!
You see this?
Yeah, she's right there. Which grave? Okay, I have to pee again. I'm so sorry to everybody here. Just let me pee. Oh god, I have to unbutton my pants again with nails on. You didn't see my wig looking like that. You didn't. Listen. That's why we're wearing a hat. My immersion. Belt chair. The chair emoji, please. Believed the burial place of the first person executed during Little Hope during the witch trials. And we're gonna see them right now.
Let's get out of here.
Daniel!
Get your hands off us! Wait. I beg you.
Mary? Mary? Mary! I am over this way!
Mary. The fountain of all evil is here.
What evil? You know what's going on here? 'Cause we sure as hell don't. You scared us half to death.
You speak to me of death. This day,
Mary.
I have pulled my wife's body from a watery grave and buried her in the ground with my own hands. And all this because of her. Mary.
Who in the hell are you? Why do you look just like John?
I have no answers for you. Perhaps I'm already under a witch's spell.
There it lies. I found it. How did you come by this? Fashioned with my own hand. I take it to protect you. Suspicion and betrayal walk side by side in Little Hope. No one is safe. Please, Tabitha, let me keep here.
He's hot. Yeah, he's hot. I didn't think he was. Yeah. Oh, this house looks familiar.
Nothing. No working phone anywhere.
Okay, so it looks like we really are trapped here.
No, like more than get it.
Still
like,
no sign of him?
I know he has like a
Nope.
dad bod, and
Not
I
yet.
fucks with a dad
I
bod.
just hope they're both
Oh!
okay. Figured we'd have found the bus driver by now.
Sorry.
Wonder where he's at.
Why can't you leave us alone?
Yeah, get away, little bitch!
I think she wants us to go after her.
I'm with you. We go after her. She's mixed up in all this.
The two girls we've seen. One is from the past. This one is from here and now.
925.
Maybe the girl we're seeing here is somehow a mirror image of
You know
the
she
girl
plays her
from the
nails in that
17th
song?
century.
Don't you want to wait for Daniel and Taylor?
If they were coming this way, they'd be here.
Hi,
by now.
James! What was that? Do we need a shout out for James if I have any mods active?
Who knows what's up ahead?
I'm doing lovely. I have a little tickle in my throat, kind of scared. Definitely staying hydrated. Don't know why, but.
Hey, wait for us!
I don't want Angela to die, but they're making it so she's very prone to death. I don't want her to die.
Disgusting.
Oh, here she goes.
Guys? You there?
Got me, bitch!
I got you!
John! Help me, for God's sake!
What did Grandma do? She's literally the only redeemable character right now.
It's not stopping.
I literally can't save, so if she dies, she dies. Oh my god.
Oh, please, God.
Shut the door, girl! Why didn't she shut the door? Oh, her glasses fell off. She doesn't know what she's doing. The way they're
Angela.
sitting there, like, could you not go in to help her?
What did she do to deserve that?
It's just you and me now. Until Taylor and Daniel get to us. Hey!
Kind of annoyed. Me too, Kitten.
There's
I hope she
something
makes a
blocking the
return.
door. Give me a hand,
She's
will
the
ya?
returning queen. She really deserves so much more. She didn't do anything. This man needs to die. Fuck this guy. I want him a brutal death. Sorry, that was nasty. Literally, why did they not jump down and help her? Why have they not just stepped on this demon guy? Like, it's just like crawling around, like smush it like a slug. It's walking around like a slug. Just.
This place is a museum of some kind.
She in there?
Relax.
Is she in there? No, she just got pulled into a
This doesn't feel
sewer.
right. Stay focused. We're not having a rerun of what just happened to Angela.
You sure about that?
I'll do whatever it takes to keep us both safe.
Are you
Once we're
sure?
out of here, we'll hook up with the others.
You're gonna hook
If they're
up.
still alive.
Not with me, sir.
Why is this kid out here on her own?
It's strange.
Maybe she's linked to Mary somehow?
Gotta be. Though how and why, I'm not sure.
Lovely. Anyway, oh, there was a child. I saw the child.
We can get out this way. Where'd that little girl get to? She let us in here and then disappeared.
Maybe that was her plan all along.
I'm not sure about that.
They hate to see a girl boss winning. So upsetting. My throat's killing me. I'm getting hot. Maybe it's just the air in here. Might be the air. Something else, something else, something else.
Almost out of juice.
Yeah, because you have an Android. You got an iPhone. That could last you all day, girl.
You hear that?
Maybe. Heard something. Not sure what.
Y'all better help Angela. I swear to
Guys?
God.
Professor? That you in there?
Can we just get out of here?
No.
Where the hell are the others?
Probably as lost as us.
You think they're looking for us?
Could be.
Angela's got no interest in finding me. That's for sure.
She's got a mean streak, all right. But she's got some heart.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Known her for a long time. Longer than any of you. She's been through some real shit.
Yeah, tell her.
She's still got a soft side.
Fuck Taylor. You should date Grandma. She's a MILF. Go ahead. I support it.
All right. $10, says no one's home.
I'm not touching that. Still, first place we've seen in a while.
Find a way in?
Like you found a way into that store? You a burglar in your spare time?
No.
I don't know how to say this, but she's making her way to the list of characters I can't stand.
But I wasn't a past life. Not getting through this way.
Just staring into the window, doing nothing. The closed window with the blinds. Making no effort to chip in to the team. I am pulling us 150%, and this bitch is walking around in her romper doing nothing. And her Chuck Taylors. I can't. Hello? Oh. Don't look at me. Let's break the window.
Taylor, check this out.
Check what out?
Don't think anyone's visited for a long time. Oh, yeah. And that's $10 you owe me.
Don't owe you squat. I never took the bet.
Fair enough.
Who is this actor?
It's loose. I can jimmy this open, no problem.
Who's Jimmy?
We could have a big powwow about who goes in first. But we both know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Sure thing. Whoa, what the? What? It's...
Did it move?
Easy now, tough guy. Don't beat up the scary doll.
Funny. Get your ass in here.
Oh, say that to me. I will present it. I'm sorry. It's been a long time.
Come on, this way. These things look so real. They're freaking me out. What's up?
Who's running around the dollhouse? Who's worshiping the dolls?
Where the hell are you going?
Oh, her making
Sure this is a good move?
I want her to die. I do. I do. Yes, you better die, bitch. I love that she was like, I'm gonna do something cool and feisty to pull my weight of this team, and then gets slammed into a... Hello? Did the camera just not change? Like,
Taylor?
Hello? There we go.
Cast aside your false idols and pray to the one almighty Lord of forgiveness.
Taylor! You okay? What's going on?
Ever tried kicking the door down?
Go! Come on! What happened? I heard voices.
I saw my fucking self looking back at me, dressed all weird, speaking funny. I mean, what the fuck?
Sorry I wasn't there for you.
This woman, the one who looked like me, they just dragged her out like some kind of criminal. I mean, shit.
Kill her next.
Let's get out of here.
I hear that.
Hey Siri. Can you look up the IMDb page for Little Hope?
Okay, I found this on the web.
I don't even know this man's name. What is his name? Oh, he's not hot in real life. What the hell? I don't think that's him. That's not him. He's the ugly one. Wait, this doesn't make sense. What? He is so much hotter in game. His name is Scott Haining. He's in like no movies. Poor guy. Carlos is a real person? Okay. There's a lot to unpack. No one looks like him IRL? I thought they were supposed to be the person they are IRL. I am not reading that. Who told you I'm gonna read that? No one. Where are we going? Is Carlos really a real person? Is someone gonna pick that up? Alright, I'll be going this way.
Come on, this way out.
Oh, hello.
Are
things becoming any clearer for you?
No.
That thing, whatever it is, just keeps coming for Angela. Unrelenting. I do hope she's okay. Another missed opportunity to arm your unfortunate class with something useful. You really should take more care. Be more diligent. Let me help you out. Give you one little hint.
These hints that just don't help me.
Well then, how can I put this? We each have our own demons. They're ours and ours alone.
My inner
and they're
saboteur.
often born out of regret.
That was it?
I'll leave you now with some wise words from a great Irish playwright I once met in Paris, I believe. Never judge anyone shortly. Every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. She's just a child.
I
Let's
don't
speak
care!
again later.
Okay.
Looks like we've lucked out here. Back on the road. The professor and the others can't be far.
Hope you're right. We've been shit out of luck so far tonight.
No, I don't want to play as her. If she has anything that I have to do a quick time for, I'm not doing it so she dies.
The woman who looks like me. What did she do to be taken like that?
Not a great omen for sure. But nothing's gonna happen to you. I'll make sure of that.
I hope I get to make things right with Angela. A lot of bad, weird shit gone down tonight.
Where the hell is that coming from?
I don't know.
Don't even, not even Ruby Riot's off-brand sister. Like, not even close. Also, don't say Ruby right now. But yeah. Fuck birds.
What's that? Get over here!
She is so negative, like, all the time. She doesn't do anything for anyone either.
I know those markings. This is my old tire swing. Look, here, see?
Oh, you had a tire
Hey, it's
swing.
okay, it's okay.
It's not okay, you don't get it. See these stars? I painted them onto this tire with my dad when I was 10 years old.
You sure?
Hell yes, I'm sure this is my tire swing. How come it's out here?
Can't be. Just looks the same. It's just a coincidence. Hey, look at me. Look at me. We're getting through this, okay? Together.
What was that?
This is not my doing. You must help me. I beg you. Please help me before it is too late.
Got a big neck there, what the fuck?
Only the Almighty can forgive your sin. That is your only hope of salvation.
Listen to me. I have committed no sin. The puppet I am condemned for is a child's plaything. Nothing more. I
You'll
swear
not
it.
swear me. The sickness you brought into our midst must be purged. To free all of us, and you, from evil, you must burn.
I beg you, stop. Do not do this. Ah! No, please, stop. Stop. Ah! Ah!
Pray, Lord, for you to take the soul of this, our sister Tabitha, who has been led astray by the devil, and do with it as you will.
The way if something comes for Taylor, I'm just not gonna do anything.
Oh, the woman we just saw, it was me.
Yeah, you're next.
God, that means I'm next.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Nothing bad's gonna happen to you. I'll
Let's
make sure
go.
of that.
Thanks. I'm glad you're here.
Let's keep on going to the church. That's likely where the rest are.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Raindrop. I'm on Angela's side. Yeah, fuck yeah, I am. She's annoying the fuck out of me.
We are being followed.
Hey! Get the fuck out of here!
Back the fuck off, will you? Oh crap, what the fuck is that?
So does it give me a decision to... Okay. I don't know if I should run or hide. I feel like running is the best option. Why would you hide?
Move! Run!
Sorry, girl, if that gets you killed.
Get up! Move it!
Really trying it right now. They're really trying to kill off one of these two.
Keep moving, go!
She is so lucky. I want to see the story out to its full potential because I would have killed her so quick.
Is that Taylor?
Taylor! Is that you back there? Get to the church! Run!
Hey! One of those fucking things is after us!
Get inside! Go! Come on, move it!
Hey! Run!
Get inside!
What the hell are you doing?
Get in here.
Where's Angela?
She didn't make it. Nothing we could do.
You're kidding me.
No, and we have to keep that thing outside, or we'll be joining her.
Fuck.
Look for ways in and out of here. Close them all off. Shit! Come on, we need a barricade here.
This like thing doesn't look very intimidating. Like I would literally use anything in this room they're using to barricade the door to slap it upside the head and it would turn to dust. They're gonna make me choose to let this guy in. I really don't trust him. I really don't.
Why the hell is that old fool still out there?
Looks like he's following us.
Whatever he's up to, we can't trust him.
I know you're inside.
What in God's
The
name
thing isn't attacking him. Like it would fully attack him right now.
He doesn't get how much trouble we're in here.
What the hell is going on in there?
You need to get away from here. Go before it's too late.
Get the hell out of here.
I'll go once I look you in the eye. Now let me in.
Maybe he can help us out.
This is a really bad idea.
What exactly is going on here?
You gotta help us get out of here. We lost friends tonight, and we just want to go home.
Okay. Sure, I hear you. I'll go get help.
Fucking waste of time.
I don't know.
That thing's out there. It's toying with us.
Why are these things, whatever the hell they are, coming after us?
I wish I knew. Maybe then we'd know how to stop them.
Professor? Andrew! It's me. I'm next.
No, you're not. You're
Priest,
so sexy.
Reverend, whatever. Made accusations against my double. Sounded serious.
Another trial?
Not this time. It sure looked like it was heading that way.
And the girl? Mary?
She was there. But it seemed like she was trying to defend my double.
We secure in here? You find any other ways in?
Sorry, Professor, I didn't check.
What?
That thing is still out there.
Oh my god.
Look over there.
We have to follow her. Whoever she is, she's tied up in everything that's happened here.
What if you're right? What then?
If we can stop her, it could prevent any more harm happening to our doubles.
I don't want to break the news to you, but I think that's gonna
Guard the
happen
door
anyways.
in case that thing comes back.
I think that's the past. Look over there! Why are we going outside? Oh dear
Hey,
God.
kid? You out here?
How lovely. Every time.
It pains me to say these words, but your punishment today will protect us all. Keep our town safe.
Can you spare him? I beg you.
This is hard for you, child. But one day you will understand, and you will thank me.
Go from this place, Mary. Your pleas
Ooh,
cannot
long
reach
hair
him.
too. Oh God, he
My
is
fate
so
is not a memory
fine.
you
I
should
just
carry.
Who will be my keeper if you are gone?
I can't.
Judge Wyman has instructed Abraham. He will be your keeper. A decision not all are in agreement with. Every man will face his day of judgment. Yours is today.
No! No!
Look, child. See who you would have me spare. See he is no longer of this earth. Only the damned and the devil can resist in this way.
Oops.
He was right here. I was holding him. He was right there. Nothing I could do.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Oh, ow.
I know how much it messed me up.
Fucking witch trials! What's wrong with these people? They killed that guy for no reason.
I'm sorry, this
For
is
no
fucked
reason.
up.
Now we know the pattern. Angela was killed after seeing her double executed. Taylor had a narrow escape from that thing. You see your double get it, and you're next.
That's real reassuring. Thanks for sharing.
Isn't it better to know what's gonna happen to you?
There it is! That's what's been after us!
We can't let it trap us up here.
Then why do we all come upstairs? So weird. Honestly, y'all deserve it sometimes.
What do we do now? With that thing outside?
Quiet.
Thank you, Chua.
It's out there. Listen.
It's out there.
Is the bed
for now.
ready tonight,
What if it decides to
honey?
come in after us?
Maybe we're okay if we
Did you
stay
do the
inside the
sheets,
church.
honey?
Because...
Because it's holy ground. A church? Maybe it can't come in.
Really? It's a fucking vampire now?
I'm just saying, this is a solid building.
He's right. We're safer in here. We're staying put.
That thing is hunting me just like before.
I can't
It
wait
wants
to
me.
get in those covers with
You don't get what we're dealing with.
schnookums.
That thing out there is something fucking else. We gotta get away from it. Right?
She's right, we need to split.
We stay here and it's snack time for that thing.
Whatever we do, we stick together. Remember what happened to Angela?
Okay. Let's do this. We're going out the back.
Amen to that.
Oh, amen. Nope, not men.
What the hell is that?
What is what?
Another good
Pan the
reason to
camera.
split.
I want to see
Let's
it.
go.
Turn the lights on. Show him what he did to you.
Maybe those things have gone?
Looks clear. Stay close.
Oh, this is the guy with the spear because he got speared in the stomach. He was at the beginning of the game. What the?
Get out of sight! Hide!
Great hiding spot. Dear God. Fucking fuck! Let me get my nail on. This is like my thing with Man of Medan. Like, I hate in this game, the character you want to survive will die in one misclick after doing everything the entire game. Like, it's so... Oh, my God. These games make me mad sometimes. And, like, not even that. They are leaving... You know what? When Miss Bitch gets on the screen again, I'm killing her ass. I don't care. I'm just mad he died first. Because he didn't deserve that. And fuck, I want to suck his dick. So mad I didn't get to while he was alive. She doesn't deserve that dick. She doesn't. I'm mad. I can't rewind. I literally, like, this game doesn't let you go back to checkpoints or whatever. I'm plucked. Like, I'm so mad.
Is that you? I can't see shit.
No, if there's anything for... Right, because the right way is the right way. I'm literally hands off the controller.
Taylor!
Of course, she always gets out scot-free.
Thought I'd lost you.
The characters I don't like survive.
We're
the
still
man
in big
and
trouble.
her. The girl boss and hot man die.
I need to stop for a moment. My heart is pounding.
I literally don't care. I
Gotta
hope
let it
would.
settle.
I hope it stops.
Will you tell me what happened to Daniel?
He's dead.
There was nothing I could do. I tried, but I couldn't help him.
You didn't suffer, right?
Tell me he went fast.
It was real fast. I doubt he felt anything at all.
No, he did. He felt the thing go through his eye socket. Idiot man. Oh, you're
We should rest
crying?
We're off-road and we're out of sight. Nothing's tracking us.
Sure. Just a break, though. You asleep? That's impressive.
I wish. No way I could get any shut-eye after what went down tonight. Would love to, though. I'm
Oh, shut eye? I never realized
Any
that's what
ideas
it
how we're getting
meant.
outta here?
Shut eye. Shutting your eyes. Going to sleep.
Listen. It's clear now. There's no help available. We're on our own.
Sure seems that way.
Our best shot, maybe our only shot, is to stop that girl, Mary.
Getting to Mary, stopping her might help, sure, okay, but what about the other kid? The one that keeps running from us?
Mary and her are connected somehow, I'm sure of it. Maybe the other girl is trying to lead us somewhere.
Where?
I don't know.
I thought
Maybe
it was
to a
spelled
place
shut
we
eye,
can
like
stop all this.
SHUDD.
Everything feels out of control. I don't think there's anything we can do at this point.
Mary's the key to everything that's happened. The trials, the executions.
Sure, but how are we supposed to stop her? Not even sure she's real.
I don't see a way out. Not now.
We have to try. We owe it to the others. And ourselves.
I just said I don't
Mary's
even care.
the key to this. I'm certain of it.
I'm like so mad.
It's not
now
that
I have no eye
simple.
candy.
And like you said, she's just a kid. We can't...
Listen to me. We see her again.
I have to look
We
at
do
Mr.
whatever is
Potato
necessary.
Man, an ugly bitch with a pixie cut.
What's that?
For the rest of the game.
Oh no, that thing is back to finish me off.
Good!
Get down. Take cover.
It's heading straight for us.
Quiet.
Is there a quick time?
Angela!
Queen!
Easy, Tiger. I'm a little tender.
I thought you were gone. How in the hell
Let's
did you
go!
find us?
She's a girl boss!
We thought... You know.
We're all glad you made it.
Yes,
Stop
Angela!
it. You're gonna make me blush. But thank you.
For sure. You are one tough lady.
Fuck you, bitch!
How's he,
Sorry.
Daniel? Where is he?
Something... Back at the church, he got... I don't know, it was bad.
I'll tell you when we're safely away from here. Right now, our priority is getting you safe. Let's go.
Do you think she,
We've
like,
come across more
killed
of
the
those
monster?
things since you left us.
I think she did.
One of those fucking things just grabbed Daniel. We couldn't get to him.
The thing that chased after me was horrendous. Now you're telling me there's more of them?
Yeah.
What in God's name are they?
You okay without your glasses?
I most certainly am. There is plenty here I don't want to see.
You lost your glasses, but not your sense of humor. Good.
Are they fucking?
You hear that?
I heard it. Sounded close, too.
Just gotta keep moving.
It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Then the victory is yours. It cannot be taken from you. Not by angels or by demons. Heaven or hell. Perhaps you've started to realize something.
I haven't. I don't want to play a card game. Can you bring back Hottie with just...
Everything and everyone may not be quite what they appear to be. 3 executions, 3 tormented beings, and so far you have only lost Daniel. Any
Don't remind
thoughts
me.
on what might be around the corner, hidden by the fog? Something wicked this way comes.
Okay, how lovely. Thank you so much. Dirt trail. Thank you. Can we go? Like, hurry up. Not you, Angela, but the bitch all the way in front. Or my character
Keep a
can just
lookout
glitch.
for the girl. We have to stop her.
I, for one, hope I never see that girl ever again.
No, I
I'm
want to
sure
go with
she'll be
Angela.
back
I wanna
real
go with
soon.
Angela. I want to go with
Keep
Angela.
your eyes and ears open.
This may sound crazy, but what if saving our doubles from execution is how we save ourselves?
I was
Well-
only hunted after my double was killed.
Is anything here not...
I think it wants me to go there. Like the other side. Over here then. does not bode well.
Mary's grave. There's nothing about how or why she died. Fireflies. That's what's causing the glow.
Beautiful.
What is that light?
Looks kind of beautiful, don't you think?
Yeah.
Never thought I'd say that about anything here. No, this cannot be. My own eyes deceive me. My apologies for the lateness of the hour, but I must speak with you.
What ails you, my friend?
It is Mary. I am troubled by her, by the part she has played in these trials.
Those trials trouble us all.
There is more to this. I saw her smile as her own sister was
8
executed.
times. 10.
She took pleasure from it.
Are you certain?
I am. But now that she speaks of guilt and remorse, it is hard not to believe her.
Keep away from her, Abraham. No good can come from being with that child.
Too late. With her brother and sister gone, Mary now lives under my roof.
Your charity places you in grave danger.
What do you advise?
Tell the court you suspect she toys with us all. That you saw her delight in her own sister's death. I implore you.
I am torn. Mary seems full of
Keep your
remorse.
suspicions to yourself, and it's our community which will suffer. None of us is safe from her wild imaginings.
Very well. If the court will listen, I will speak. I am bewitched.
You're not bewitched.
How else can your presence be explained?
I can't explain this, but you're not.
She has conjured you to defend her. To press me into silence. Only the devil could create a demon who so resembles me.
I'm not a demon. But we do look alike, which I agree is pretty damn weird.
What do you want from me?
I want to know what you're gonna say to the court. About Mary.
I was decided to speak to the court. Now I am not so sure.
Tell the court what the girl has done. It's what your friend asked of you.
The devil has sent you to tempt me. I must not succumb. Little Hope is no longer the town I knew. Strange and disturbing events have become commonplace. You, whatever you are but one of these. Revealing the truth about Mary may save my friend, but it does not sit easily with me that in doing so I condemn a child.
Putting it all on a kid isn't right. The priest is the one driving this whole thing.
Are you serious? The girl is the one we need to stop, not anyone else.
Reverend Carver is a man guided by God. No one can doubt that.
I mean, it is. It's not the kid.
What the hell were you thinking speaking up for that kid? You may have just sentenced us both to death.
I don't know what's right or wrong anymore.
The kid has
Nothing
told
here
us
makes
on
sense.
multiple
Mary
occasions
is
that
no
it's not her.
ordinary child. If we want to get out of this, she has to be stopped. Maybe we'll see him again. Get him to change his mind.
I made the right call. I have no doubts.
What do you mean?
We saw Andrew's double.
Never thought I'd say this, but I feel real connected with those guys. Fuck this town and fuck that stupid ass Crash for dumping me here.
Shit! Taylor!
I'm sorry. Did you die? So sorry. Now that's what I call a show. Yeah, baby, encore. Now get his ass too.
We need to get away from here. Let's check that out.
Yeah, baby.
You'll
Yeah.
get us out of these damn woods.
Yeah,
and we
baby.
can talk on the way.
She took my man away from me. She deserved it. And she was the most annoying. So honestly, I saved her once. I'm not gonna save her again. I saved her 3 times. If you can't pull your weight, girl, only the strongest survive. Sorry about it.
Taylor's gone.
Our
I
chances
can't.
could have been a lot higher if we persuaded that guy to speak against Mary.
Shut the fuck. You're next. I'm
The guy
literally
was
gonna leave the
considering
room when it's
speaking
your
to the
scene,
court about Mary,
sir.
but somehow we failed to convince him it was a good idea.
Shame. We need all the help we can get.
Yeah, I get that it could like put holes in the story, but like I just don't. She makes me angry. She like actually makes me angry. So like, good riddance, honestly. Good night, Cherry. Where's this guy? We're the only one that hasn't seen him be executed. But he's like running the cult against.
Can't believe
the
Taylor's
church.
gone.
You said that already.
I let Taylor down badly. I should have seen the danger, done more to help her. She didn't deserve that.
No, she did. I was just saying
Taylor
that
were
to her
here, she'd be
face.
yelling at us to keep moving. To make it out.
No, she would be
And that's
saying
exactly
something
what
like,
we're going to
ugh,
do.
whatever, and like putting nothing to help us.
There must be something we can do. Mary's in the middle of all this, that I'm certain of.
We don't know for sure that stopping Mary will help us out. It's just a theory.
It may only be a theory, but right now it's all we've got.
This is a one-shot deal. We get it wrong, and there's no replay. It's game over, so I'm up for doing whatever it takes.
Come on, let's take a look.
Her breaking the fourth wall. I knew
I'm
Angela was a
having
baddie.
deja vu.
Me too. I recognize this place.
Why are they always like, I recognize this place? Like, okay, did I ask? Oh my god, she's literally Elizabeth Warren, you're so right. Oh my god, he has the chance to die. Hallelujah. Let's go. Come on, baby, let's go.
Never an easy way into anything here.
Moon, thank you so much for the follow.
There's a way in here. Hey! That guy's a menace.
I don't think he gets how bad a mess we're in.
Come on, inside.
We asked him to get us help. He went to get help.
Well, no one's been here for a long time.
That scared me. That one got me, gal.
Now is my time to speak before the judge.
Maybe we're finally getting somewhere.
I am filled with dread. I cannot know how my testimony will be received. The devil has blinded so many to what is real and what is not.
Nothing good will come of this.
His words will seek to twist the truth.
Allow me to judge what is true.
Abraham and Joseph are allies in this deception. And lest we forget, you condemned Joseph to death only yesterday. Or do you now question that decision?
I have heard nothing today to sway my conviction. Joseph consorted with the same malicious force as his wife. For this, the court thanks Reverend Carver, who faced the devil's wrath to present the evidence.
'Tis only my duty, Judge.
Now, however, this court is duty-bound by law to seek out the truth. We must therefore examine these claims made by Abraham against Mary.
If I may speak briefly, Judge Wyman.
Time is short, Reverend. Be indeed brief.
Mary has shown great fortitude to speak out against the evil here. Many would have lacked her courage. Yet her reward for exposing this brooding coven in our midst is to be besmirched.
Her courage is not in question. It is her intent we must be certain of.
Her accuser is the very man entrusted to care for this innocent child. Plain to see, he is not fit for such a task. And I would ask the court to have Mary placed elsewhere.
Who would you have be her new ward, Reverend?
I am prepared to take responsibility for the child. If the court agrees.
First, the court must hear what Abraham has to say. No decision can be made on the child until then. Abraham!
What am I to do? Some would have me speak out against Mary, but could a child truly be capable of such evil?
I understand your dilemma. The consequences couldn't be more serious, but the girl is so young.
I see it.
Tell the court what you have come here to
I
say.
feel like my throat's closing.
Speak up, boy. Out with it!
Mary has spoken of evil spirits, devilry and witchcraft. Things many cannot believe could exist here in
I'm
Little
not here
Hope.
for history and hearsay. Get to the point, boy.
Mary is tormented. The apparitions she has seen, they have plagued her, stolen her innocence. Some suggest she is in league with these creatures, but no one can be certain. Myself least of all.
Yeah, do it, Jenny, if you're in
Can
my
any of
chat
us
right
truly know a child's mind?
You claim I lack the ability to see the truth.
I beg forgiveness. I would never suggest such a thing.
My time is not for wasting. You and the priest
you.
have irked me enough for one day.
I have more to say.
I have already given you enough time. Furthermore, Mary is to be placed into the care of Reverend Carver. Now stand down.
So it is the priest that's the bad guy.
What did you see? Andrew's double?
He told the judge that Mary did nothing wrong, like she's the victim here.
So what happens now?
I'm not sure I did the right thing. I guess at least we know we can influence the outcome. That's gotta be good, right?
Is he right? You go along with that?
Okay. Looks like we can make a difference, but we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. Nothing here can be taken for granted. No point sticking around. We need to get going before Mary dooms us all.
Factory.
Hard to imagine, but this place must have been something once. Now it's just bad memories, broken lives, and rust. Huh. Looks like a heartbreak to me.
Hi, Monster Cat. Happy to see you. How are you doing? I'm a little confused on the story right now, if I'm honest. Oh my god, Jenny. Gross.
Andrew, get over here and help me.
What's up?
I'll push from this end, you from the other. Okay.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Everything
though.
you got.
Oh.
Whoa! Professor, are you okay? Professor, are you hurt?
I'm okay. Just about. No way back up. I'll look for a way out down here.
Okay, we'll meet up at the back of the building.
Sure. See you out there.
Be careful down there, John!
Why don't we just all go together? Like, why don't we just jump down and go with them? That's what I never understand. If, like, the fall isn't that bad, why don't we just all go together? Why do they always do that? I don't know. Yes, we get to play as Girl Boss. Her flashlight goes
Professor?
out instantly.
Hope you're okay.
The one person John can take care of is himself.
Oh, this looks lovely.
Andrew? You up there?
I'm up here!
Wow. Do you two look good?
Nice of you to notice. Looks like you've been to the same beauty parlor as me. Swampy's.
Funny. But also true.
Are they like dating? Like, I don't want to like kill him off if they're like dating, because I would feel bad for Girl Boss.
Am I pleased to see you?
Same here.
Oh. Hi, Mike.
See Mary while we've been apart?
Thank you. You like the little shortcut?
No, nothing.
What if I was like, yeah, this is my natural
You?
hair? Gag.
Me neither.
Ugh, my throat like really hurts today. I don't know what it is. That was a lot of people, Jenny. That's really gross. Is there a gun in here? Oh.
Nice. We'll try to forget I just saw this.
Not burn in hell. Oh. Break my nail off trying to itch my armpit. My Joey J era. No way.
You see that?
Oh, hey, girl. Why don't we all just hold hands so if something happens, we all go together? Ever think of that? I can't tell if we're nearing the
Stay
end
on
or
your
not.
toes. Anything could happen.
He was a new partner. And they won't partner me, okay.
No one in Little Hope is safe while you still draw breath, Joseph. You must
Arson!
die today. Not even your wife Amy was spared your lust to serve Satan.
I wait. Hi, Shih Tzu. Hi, Arson Nikki. Hi, Chad. Hi, Music. Hi, Fauna. Hi, Corvus. Oh my god, 1 year, Arson Nikki! I love you so much. We have to do something soon. I know Pride Month is crazy. Hi, Kara. Big Scary. Yes, we are playing Little Hope. I don't know if anybody is wanting to not watch it, but if you want to watch it with me, we're almost near the end. Anybody just joining, I'm Nemesis. They're on the network. We're around here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday with full makeup on. Lots of fun, lots of cool outfits, lots of scary, fun, retro variety games. But happy to see some familiar faces. Hope you're all doing well tonight. If you want to relax with me for a little bit. Don't know how much longer I'm going to go for it. My throat is like tickle. Like, I have a tickle in the back of my throat. Don't know what it is. But yeah, thank you so much for coming back, subscribing, helping support the channel. Love you so much. I hope your stream was lovely. I know, the jump scare as soon as everybody comes in. Sorry. It's this. I didn't move because the same jump scare was... It's the same jump scare throughout the entire game. But this game is about, like, the Salem witch trials, and, like, if you've ever read The Crucible, it's about, like, mass hysteria. And it's pretty good. A lot of characters I don't like, so... Thank you, Arson. I appreciate it. Everybody, please follow Arson. Please follow Kara. Any other streamers that came in, please follow every streamer here. Follow Tojiki Doll. But I hope everybody's having a lovely night.
Damn me if you must. You're not fit. Speak ill of my late wife.
There is still fight in you. I must drive the devil out for the safety of everyone here.
Literally only one character. Because the other one died. And he's hot.
Joseph, do you renounce the devil and all his teachings?
I carry no sin.
Oh, he got stoned to
I'm not a
death?
disciple
I've seen this in the
of the
book. They
devil.
did this in the Crucible.
Our town is infected with madness. Roy,
Where they cover you in stones.
Servants.
I, like, can't tell about the
We
girl,
have to
because, like,
stop
she's,
this.
like, happy about it.
Get away!
You give me that! Look! See how this poor child is tormented. Joseph still clutches her with the devil's hand. More stones! The devil must be crushed from within him.
He got stoned. I wish.
Do
I
not
wish I was
flinch.
him.
The fate of Little Hope rests in your hands.
Thank you for coming in the raid. Enjoy your sleep. Oh. Oh, sorry, my controller disconnected. It does that sometimes. Please. That's kind of brutal. Thank you for the lurk. It's okay. Can we watch him die IRL? Yeah, I don't know why my bot does that. I honestly, like, I'm so lazy. I don't feel like fixing stuff like that. Because, like, making, like, commands and stuff is so
We're
hard.
screwed.
I have to manually do them.
There is no way out from this nightmare.
We don't have a lot of time.
Time for what?
Ew! Why is it moving like that?
I'm done running! Time for payback for Taylor and Daniel!
Are you crazy? We gotta move!
Not hers.
John, please hurry!
Come on, you fuck! I'm ready!
You better get into it. Yeah. Fuck him up. Yes. Fuck. She's gonna die now. now because I messed up one button press.
How's that feel, fucker?
Can someone help Angela? I can't, no.
I think it's locked.
Use the hammer we have.
Get inside!
You still want some?
Get in here! We gotta go! Like now!
This thing is only interested in me. Get out of here! Go!
I'll hold it back!
You can get away! Escape! I did! You don't have to do this!
This is stupid! Get out of there! Is it gone?
I don't see it anymore.
Literally, Kara, the Hawkeye died so quick and I'm so upset by it. Me too, Arson. The camera angles, literally. Hey, Corvus.
Where
Yeah,
in
this
God's
is-
name are we now?
Yeah.
Place looks like it burnt down. Something here isn't right.
What's new?
Oh, it's
Nothing
his
here
house.
feels right.
From the beginning of the game. This has to be his house. Like, there's no way. Like, we've been going to places that we recognize. Like, this has to be his house. I'm super close to the end. Yes! I hope so. One stream game? Let's go. Because I really want to play another game tomorrow. My sister was telling me about it. Okay. If I even decide to stream after airtime. If I still feel— oh! Controller, girl, it's okay. You got it. This the Bibble? God damn it. I am East Coast, yeah. Not the close-up of the zombie's feet, girl. It's a boot for me. Thank you so much.
I did. Could only be the girl.
It is the house.
Let's go
this
find
is
her.
where the girl burned to death. Hi, Chaos.
She's in here.
Is she crying?
Stay here.
Aw. What was that?
Hey, Bigfoot, find the goddamn vinyl, will ya?
Ooh.
Andrew? What are you doing?
Oh my— I knew it was coming, but I thought I was going to be able to actually investigate that.
Confess all to the judge.
No, wait.
You protect me. You must.
Wait, this isn't right. No way.
I assure all gathered here today that our town will be free of the devil's grasp. Together, by God's grace, little hope will prevail.
Who is this
My
twink
word
trying to
on-
go power hungry?
This
I
court
can't.
is hastily convened, but with good reason. If we are to finally rid ourselves of the evil which has infested Little Hope, then we must act today. I accuse you, Mary, of witchcraft. What say you, Reverend?
The evidence, as discovered through my investigation, is beyond question. Mary uses her puppet as a familiar to summon and serve the devil.
We have been deceived by a child, by her guise of innocence. This puppet was mistakenly used to denounce Tabitha, but it has always belonged to Mary and Mary alone. She allowed her own kin to be executed as she watched in silence.
That is not so. Liar!
Now this tainted child, this creature of Satan, has the marrow
I don't even know who to
accuse
side
me,
with,
a
'cause
man
they're
of
both
God,
wrong.
of wrongdoing.
I mean,
Whatever she pulls, do not fall for her little girl act. She may be a child, but there's no doubt she means harm. She's malicious.
It was never my intention to bring harm to this town or its people. Can you not help me?
What can I do? If I could do something to stop this, I would, but...
Now in her hour of greatest need,
I don't
this
see
child
how.
of the damned pleads once more for the devil's help.
I beg the court's indulgence. Please guide me at this time. Seek your counsel.
Oh, God.
We have to stop this. The only madness is right here in this court. Carver, he's the evil one.
We have been swayed by malice. The truth hidden from us, but not by Mary. Reverend Carver is the one urging us to believe in the devil.
Be silent.
This is all
You'll
his
not deceive
doing.
us any longer. Your true purpose is plain to see. I will see this town purged of all evil.
He's right. Listen to what he's saying. Carver is to blame.
What must I do to bring Little Hope back into the light? I fear the Reverend and what he is capable of.
You have to stop Carver. It's him, don't you get it? He's condemning Mary to take the heat off himself.
I know what must be done here.
The deep raspy voice kind of makes him a little sexy.
Be still. What is the meaning of this outrage?
What I have just learned sickens me to my core. There are serious questions which must be asked of you. How can a man of God conduct himself in such a way?
Gag.
Mary, your suffering is at an end. You are free to leave.
Fool! Misled by a child! Do you not see what she is? The truth stares at you from the depths of hell, yet you see nothing. The devil's daughter has deceived you all. Not me. I see her. I see her! Satan's whore! You will pay heavily for your crimes. I was one of the first to fall under your spell. Now all of Little Hope is mesmerized by you.
I've not the words. Without you, I would be dead. You saved me. I shall remember you all my days.
I think she's also guilty.
But I didn't save you.
I can't believe it's finally over.
Is
You
it?
protected the girl, and you were right about the priest. He was the genuinely evil one. Let's get out of here.
I think she's literally the demon. And she tricked the priest.
Tell me what happened. You see the girl? Mary?
Oh no.
I think finally, this whole nightmare is over.
I don't think it is, girl. They're gonna get us, gal. They're gonna be like, just kidding. Doink. Yeah. Oh, we fucked up. Whatever.
Hey! I'm real sorry. I know it wasn't your fault. Both of us been through some real tough time these past years. About half a mile or so, there's a diner with a working phone. You call for help and you leave this place. And don't you ever come back. Ain't nothing left here for you.
Oh, he did survive the house. The burning house, he did. Because that was his friend.
I'm real sorry for what I've put you all through.
We've all had one hell of a rough night. You more than anyone.
That's gonna haunt me forever.
You're not alone here.
Take it easy on
We've all
yourself.
been through
You know
hell.
that, right?
We're finally getting out of
You
this
can't
hell.
blame yourself for anything.
I just wish we all could have made it.
We're diverting all traffic through Little Hope.
He was the bus driver?
You seem a little confused.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want to get these folks to where they need to be.
Oh my
I doubt a short delay would
god.
trouble too much.
It was all in his head. Gag.
Can everyone just shut up? This isn't helping us find help or getting us out of here.
I'm literally gagged. It's... wow.
Hi there. How you doing? Excuse me, but we're looking for our bus driver.
What?
Have you seen him?
Yeah, that's funny. Sounds like you could use a drink.
Better not, thanks. Need to keep a clear head.
What the hell is going on in there?
Get the hell out of here!
I'll go once I look you in the eye. Now let me in! Hey!
I'm shook.
I don't think he gets how bad a mess we're in.
Wow. Find the bus driver. He was the bus driver. Gag. Do you remember at the beginning of the game when I said, who's in the bus? And there was no one, and I literally predicted that by accident?
That's it. Game over. You're done. For now, at least.
Oh, when you're done.
You could always try again, see if you can get a different result. Not a bad effort. Some found redemption, some didn't. All your doing.
Is that the canon ending?
And you eventually found him. The bus driver. Maybe he can now put the past behind him.
I don't know how it has to do with the witch trials.
Till we meet again. Maybe in the South Pacific, or the Arabian Desert, or somewhere else.
With Ashley Tisdale? Oh, I'll be there, girl.
But we will meet again. At least one more time.
The way they have so many ideas for video games, and they're just like, at least one more. No, girl, you could make these games for like years, and they'll probably do well, so. Don't. I can't. Nope. I can't. Not the copyright. What is this kazoo? I can't get copyrighted. Please. Okay, so I honestly don't know what that has to do with the Salem trials, but I did like the gag at the end. That was pretty good. But I wish... Did we get the right ending? Like, is she the demon? Or was that correct in us to not... I didn't feel like there was, like, resolution at the end. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like it was like, oh, we got that bitch. But I don't want to play the more endings. It's like you have to play like 5 hours each time to get a separate ending. I feel like that's a lot. That's a lot. So I'll do some research and come back tomorrow if we stream tomorrow and tell you some information. Or we could do YouTube, yeah. Is there a post-credit? I doubt. Okay. A little hope canon ending. Good, bad, best ending. Hello?
Where in God's name are we now?
They're honestly all the same. I'm like skimming. I'll just come back tomorrow and figure it out. But we beat it, so this will be up on my YouTube for anyone that missed it. I'm gonna zoom in on my makeup. Oh, I need to pee, and I need to take pictures, and I'm gonna go to bed and hopefully be live tomorrow on time. Tomorrow I'm gonna be live on airtime from 4 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. You just join like a normal live stream. I'm gonna be doing my makeup. asking and answering any makeup questions. Anything you want to know, anything you want to see me do, I'll be doing that tomorrow on airtime from 4 to 5. I would love to have you. It's just a little hangout spot for an hour. They're trying to boost their beauty community, so I would love to see you there. Let me go to, I want to go to Transpective. I need to scroll up. Is okay, let me try raiding this person with my nails on. Raid. Can I get, let me try copy and pasting the name. So if anybody was unaware, there's a new stream team here on Twitch called Team Transpective. So we're gonna raid a member of them today. We're gonna raid Rothy. Rothy's been to our channel a couple times. They're in beautiful makeup today. They're playing Tell Me Why. It's a very emotional game. Trigger warning for lots of people. If you don't want to join, you don't have to join, but just go by, say hi, stop in, say hello. I'm gonna be ending now. My throat's a little dry. Thank you everybody for coming out. I will be live tomorrow. If I'm not live tomorrow because my throat still hurts, I will be live on Saturday and Sunday, hopefully. Honestly, taking things easy. Taking streaming on my own schedule feels really refreshing. Like, if I don't want to stream, then I don't stream. And, like, I would appreciate it if everybody supports me on that journey. So, join my Discord, follow my Twitter, hang out with me. I'll see you on the next one. We're going to raid them and have a lovely night. Talk to you later, besties. Bye. Love you all. Thank you for all the donations, biddies, and everything.